morning. Happy Tuesday to you. How are you feeling this morning? Welcome to Shop on TV. My name is Martha Cleary and we are here live from the busy streets of Covent Garden until 3 o'clock this morning, and we have got solutions for your roofs, for your guttering, for your conservatory, for anything that's rusty in your garden. We've got the solutions for you. I am joined by the wonderful Alan Ellis, who we go way back. You haven't brought your axe.
No, I didn't. I thought it would be a little bit too threatening if I come in with an axe.
Do you know what? I like that though.
Really? Okay.
Let's go with that. Let's try again. Good morning to Alan Ennis with his big rusty axe. There he is.
No,
it won't be rusty actually by the time we finish with it, will it?
No, it's not. We've got it already coated. Really happy to be here. Our first time working together like this.
It is, yes.
In this situation, you know, two of us on screen. But really excited. This is my second show with Roof Fix and Black Magic. A friend of mine represented this brand for years, but I got asked to do it here at Shop on TV. And I think it is magical. I've used it myself at home. So what we're going to be able to do is put Roof Fix on a number of different areas around your house, outside in your garden, to waterproof, to do so much more. Now here's a little video for you of a tear on felt roof, because this is really where you're going to use it mostly, Martha. You could see the leak there, and then you clear off the area and then you slap it on.
Oh, lovely.
Now the reason to put a little bit underneath it just there was to hold down the felt so it would stick down nice and flat, so you could then put the Roof Fix on the top. But you're going to hear the words slap it on a lot during this show, because that's what you do.
That's your new phrase.
That's the new phrase. And again, look at that, fixed, no more leak, and you can use it on many different surfaces as well, which we'll go through in a moment.
We absolutely will, and it's a product that has been on Shopping TV and in fact in the general environment of DIY for years, and it's a product that works every single time. We've had so many stories about people that thought they might have to replace their whole roofs. Obviously everybody's roofs are different, but they've got the Roof Fix home and they've managed to sort out their problems, and it's really easy to apply as well. We're going to be talking you through absolutely everything, how easy it is to use. We've got lots of different configurations, but we will be showing you mostly the 4x5 litres, which will cover 20 square metres, and that is the best value by far. It comes in lots of different colours. We'll talk you through absolutely everything, but really easy to order here at Shop on TV. In fact, you can see Martin from Flag Paints there using it on a flat roof. All you need to do first of all is make sure everything's sort of clean and tidy up there, so get rid of all your dust and your debris. Obviously best to do it on a dry day as well, which I know we're not having at the moment in the UK, but it's so easy to use. In fact, Alan, anyone can do it, can't they? Yeah,
it's specifically designed for people who are non-painters. You don't need to be. The same with the Black Magic we're going to show you. Just literally, like I said, you pour it out and slap it on. And I will tell you the best way, because people might worry sometimes about the coverage. Well, what does 1 litre, 1 square metre mean? How do I know? And if I'm doing a garage, what's the best way to do it? I've got some little tips for you to do as well. But this is a terrific product, designed to last up to 10 years, and actually more than 10 years. And here's the thing, Martha, you won't have seen, and people go, who are Flag Paints? You won't have seen Flag Paints in the shops, because they do not do domestic paints. They only do commercial paints, MOD, things like that. That's what they do. They're a very specialist paint maker.
It's like an insider's trade secret.
Exactly, but that's why you don't see this out there. And by the way, hugely flexible. Again, let's just show you on this if I can, Martha.
Should we
just a few of the areas that we can use this on. Now again, plastic guttering, we can use it on felt. We will be applying it later. Now what I want you to see is, let me pull this up a little bit more, Martha. So if we look just here at this area, you can see the cut that we've put through this little bit of piping just here. Now on this part just here, we've actually put bitumen, which is kind of a competitor's thing. It's okay, but it doesn't fill that gap. You can see behind that as I move my finger backwards and forwards. But where you can see we put the Roof Fix on, it has completely covered that cut.
That is a big gash in there, isn't it?
That's a big...
I mean, we'll do up to 6 millimetres, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's all to do with the drill on fibres in here, which I'm going to show you about in a minute.
Lovely.
Look at this here now. Have a look at this piece of felt that we ripped all the way across. Again, the bitumen, you can see the wood behind, but of course here, the Roof Fix, it has completely covered that in, so leak-proof. Tiles, you can use it on. Again, look at the crack we put in this. Again, you can see through the crack here with the bitumen, but the Roof Fix has completely covered
So
that
you're
crack.
not having to replace the tile. You can just go over it really quickly. That's probably a 5-10 minute job, and you're sorted.
Easily, yeah,
Love
absolutely.
that.
You can put it on with a paintbrush if you want, or you can put it on with a squeegee, whatever it is you want. Again, look at this here, a bit of composite. We've got a bit of flashing. We've got a bit of wood here again, but you can see at the beginning of it all here, you can see the issue, then you can see what the bitumen has done, then you can see what Roof Fix has done. Same here with the composite material, and then down here again, if you look at the piece of wood down the end. So really does fill in that gap, and then up to 10 years, and we cheekily say, and probably more, because you've got to be careful when you talk about things, how long they're going to last. That's why we have to say up to 10 years.
Of course.
A little bit more.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we know where it's been for longer than that.
I was going to say, I know that you'll see a little clip of film. We filmed that about 15 years ago on a previous channel, and I know that roof is still going strong, so that just goes to show. So lots of different ways to buy the Roof Fix. Do you just want to give it a try? We've got lots of different configurations. On the details on the screen at the moment, it's always the most popular because people want to be able to cover up to 20 square metres. It works out at £8.99 per square metre. You're saving a lot of money there as well. So it's round about a garage roof, and Alan will talk more about the coverage later on. So you just need to choose what colour you go for. Black is always the most popular, but maybe you're fixing conservatories, things like that, things like guttering, and you want to choose the grey or the white. £179.99, but don't forget we've got PayPal as well to spread those payment costs. It's one delivery per order as well. Really easy to shop online at ShopOnTV.co.uk, or we've got our call centre as well for you. So there's your 4 times 5 litre tins. We've also got the 5 litre tin on the website and the 1 litre tin as well. So maybe you want to do little spot jobs. Maybe you've just got a little gap in your guttering, or little holes in your roof, or maybe like Alan showed us, just a little cracked roof tile, and you want to have a go on that. So that's the 5 litre on screen for you right now, £59.99, saving of £10 on the usual price. There's the item number on the screen for you. You don't need to quote that. It's really easy to see when you get to the website. And if you just want to have a little tester, or you've got a really small area to cover, we've got the 1 litre. Give it a try. You will not be disappointed. It's £22.99, 562-973. That's for 1 square metres of coverage. Black, grey or white is your option. Now, we're going to be joined shortly by our wonderful friends on ITV. So, Scotland, you got in there first. We'll see you right soon. Hey! Happy Tuesday there. Welcome to ITV.
Morning.
This is Alan, I'm Martha. Thank you so much for joining us. We're already super duper busy. We've already been seeing you on STV, and now ITV are with us as well. And you know what, ITV, you're in for a treat, because we've got the man that can tonight. We've got the Roof Fix and the Black Magic for you. So if you've got any DIY dilemmas, we would love to hear from you as well if you've used Roof Fix or Black Magic in the past. So send us an email, let us know your stories. I know we've got lots of stories from the past where people have you know, had roof quotes, and they've been hundreds of pounds, if not thousands of pounds, and Roof Fix has solved the problem for you. So a real treat for you tonight, an insider's secret from Flag Paints that has been doing amazing business on Shopping TV for the past 2 decades, because it's a product, Alan, that works.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Now, the reason, and we're just going to jump straight into this, that you haven't seen this, and we mentioned this for the STV viewers, but now for the ITV viewers, that you don't see Roof Fix out there, is that Flag Paints are a specialist paint manufacturer. They only make specialized paint. People like the MOD and stuff use their paints. Lots of different places. They don't do domestic paints, and that's why you don't see that brand out there. But it's been a brand that's been around a long time, and this is a very specialized paint. Draylon fiber reinforced. Having a look at this here, you can see this is Martin from Flag Paints. There was a tear in that little bit of a roof. He put a little bit of the Roof Fix underneath it just to hold down the piece of felt, and then he's covered it over, slapped it on. That's what we're going to be saying to you all night today. All night tonight, slap it on, and you can see that the problem is fixed. No more leak. And that will be good for around 10 years or probably even a little bit more. Now, one of the things, Martha, that we need to address for our ITV viewers is the areas you can put it onto, type of things. So let's go back to this little bit of this
nice visual for us.
Exactly. So what we've done here for you is to show you is we've got a couple of different materials, and what we've done is we've put splits and tears in all of them, and then what we've done here, you can see that, left it naked as it might be, and then we've done it here, the bitumen, which is, if you go into a shop and say, I've got a leaky roof, what would you recommend? I'll say bitumen.
Yeah. What is bitumen?
Well, it's just a paint, basically, but it's a slightly thicker paint. It's supposed to, and it is waterproof. Yeah. But what you can see here is it doesn't bridge gaps. No. It doesn't do anything like that. It runs through. I have a great demonstration to show you in a little while, but you can see right through that. Look, you see that? Yeah. But then where we've put here flag paint roof fix, and it's the M, which means multi-surface, it has completely covered that slit just there. Come down here to the felt. You can see where we've torn this felt across, and I can tell you this is true. This particular prop is donkey's years old.
Yeah, it really is.
It's been around forever. Again, the bitumen just here, you can see that's not really filled that gap, but you can see Roofix has. It has stopped, and it has covered, and it has bridged that gap that was there and not covered by bitumen. And I'm going to show you how it does that with the fibres in it as well, which just are genius. Now, again, a tile, look at this. If you had a cracked tile on the roof or something like that.
You would think I have to replace the whole thing, right?
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's going to, the water is just going to run through that like a good thing. Put bitumen on, it hasn't bridged that gap, but you can see those fibres down on the edge of this, those Draylon fibres, and you can see how they've knitted together and they have bridged that gap just there. Again, coming down to composite materials, to your flashing, again you can see the tears and you can see the slits that we put in them that have been covered over, and again wood just here as well. So you're going to use this to seal up any holes or to waterproof somewhere as well. Lovely. Now, if you've got a brand new roof that you've put up, a felt roof or something like that, well, get this and put it on there because it's going to extend the life of it, because we know that with changes in temperature that felt doesn't always keep up with that movement, because different materials expand at different times. So wood will expand different than tiles, than you know, cement and things like that.
Makes sense.
So yeah, so they're all going to be going.
Prevention is better than cure.
Absolutely,
they say.
Absolutely. Now I want to just show you, because if we wanted to see a bit closer about the difference in bitumen and the difference in roof fix, if we put this just here, and I'm going to turn this, and you can see it doesn't protrude. It's flat. It's so thin. But then in contrast to that, if I show you roof fix, look at that. Can you see that difference? And that is why this is so good. It's a really great material that you slap on. 1 litre per square metre. And you can see how great that is. Now, let me show you these Draylon fibres, because I've been talking about them. I want you to see them. Now, these have been designed in such a way that it's computer. You have to use a computer to cut these to the exact size. Wow. If they are not exactly the size that they need to be, they do not knit. Okay. So these have been scientifically
That's what we want.
cut. Exactly. And there's the Draylon fibres just there. And you can see them. Look at how tiny they actually are. Inside
and they run through all of Roofix.
They're running through all of Roofix. And I'm going to show you some wonderful demonstrations of this in just a moment as well. But let me show you a couple more things. Because I was talking about expansion and stuff like that, if you put this on something like this, you had a carport or something, okay, you can see just here that we have put this on here. So this is the plastic roof. But look at this. Look at how great this is here. It is really, really flexible. And the great thing is you can see those fibres almost on here. Self-leveling, by the way, once you put it on. It doesn't get into big kind of, you know, deep trenches and clumps and stuff. But you can see that. But watch when I turn this around. See how smooth it is in behind that there? It literally has grabbed onto that and is holding on and is so flexible that you can move, it can stretch, it can do all sorts, and you're not going to get cracks in this, and therefore it's going to keep that repair for donkey's years.
Ticking all the boxes already for you at home, maybe. We've got lots of different options for you, 3 different ways to buy the Roofix. I should point out there's 3 different colours. We've got black, grey and white in every single size that you'll see on the website. Obviously black is going to be used for your roofs, but maybe you've got conservatories or guttering that needs fixing, and they might be grey or white, so that's really easy. Black is always the most popular. Now this is our largest pack and our our best value at home, guys. So 4 times 5 litre cans, that will cover up to 20 square metres. Alan will paint a picture of what 20 square metres is for you later on. That's 360407. It works out at £8.99 a square metre. You're making a massive saving as well. And of course, you can always spread the cost on PayPal for you as well. We've got the 5 litre covering 5 square metres for you, £59.99, a £10 saving. Item numbers on the screen for you, but it's very easy to order. When you go to our website, ShopOnTV.co.uk, you'll see all the products there, so you don't need to worry too much about the item number, and the call centre will always help you. 3 payments of £21.65 for you. And finally, if you just got perhaps a broken tile, or maybe you want to give it a little quick fix on your felt on the roof of your shed perhaps, £22.99 for the 1 litre, that covers 1 square metre, 562973. But we've also got another product from the Flag Paint range, Black Magic, which is a brilliant product that's going to help maybe the things in your garden that you want to get rid of. Maybe you've got a rusty chimney, maybe you've got a love seat that needs sorting out, maybe things like old bicycles, wrought iron gates, things like that. Black Magic is brilliant. Here are some examples for you. Have you left your exercise bike out in the rain? Do you want a refresh for it? Black Magic is going to be able to sort that out straight away. You can apply it to metal, plastic or glass. It's £45 a day for 2.5 litres. We've got a smaller can as well on the website if you want to go for that. But look at the makeover here that we're doing. Alan, Black Magic is fabulous, isn't it? It does what it says, it's magic. It's
great. And actually, you don't have to use a primer, you don't have to use a top coat over this, you just use this. It's one coat, and on 99% of the applications, one coat is all you need. The only place you might need a second coat is on porous materials like wood or decking or something like that. But that just goes to show you as well, because I mentioned decking, you can use it on this. Great story about that little love seat. I will tell you about that a little bit later on. Stay tuned for it, how that got sorted out. But it really is great, and it actually converts the rust and turns the rust into a polymer and then absorbs it into itself, into the paint.
So it's going to help future rusting.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. You paint straight over the rust. And I'm going to tell you some great things about that. And I've got some lovely demonstrations and little kind of ideas of where you might be able to use that throughout the show as well.
You might think that things need replacing. You might think I need a whole new fence, I need a whole new gate on there, maybe my garage door needs replacing. There's a perfect example right there for you. Give Black Magic a try. It will bring things back to life. It's quite phenomenal actually what it does do. So maybe you're looking to sell your house and you're tidying up the garden, things like that. It's a really good idea, particularly on guttering. I've replaced guttering on a house before and it costs an absolute fortune, not just for all the piping, but for the guy to come out and do it. If you can just get on your stepladder and redo your guttering, imagine what that will look like. Really beautiful in its appearance. Remember as well, just comes in the black colour, so really good. Heat resistant as well, so you can use it on things like your chimneys, on your radiators, perhaps on your log burning stoves as well. On your piping, we'll show you that later. It really is brilliant, but perfect for ornate items. If you saw that love seat in the clip of film there, that looked like it should belong in a skip. We redid it and then it looked like it was worth, you know, back to new again, 200, really £300. Yeah. Absolutely incredible. So 974362, there's the one I was talking about. Back to new, you'd be so impressed. £45 is our price today. Please go online and have a look at some of the reviews for all of the Flag Paint products. They've been going for decades. They're a brilliant company, made in the UK, manufactured in the UK, and they're really backed up with their solutions that actually, well, they work, don't they, every single time?
Yeah, they do, and that is a water-based as well. Black Magic is, so it is doesn't have anything nasty in it, and it's much better for the environment as well. And again, remember, no primers, nothing like that you need to do. A little bit of prep on the worst of areas, but again, when we get down there, I will tell you loads about that. Lovely. And ladies and gentlemen, brilliant news for you as well tonight. Martha is going to do some painting for us.
Oh, absolutely phenomenal. Thank God I didn't get that manicure, and I'm good to go. I have to say as well, this time of year, perfect time of year. We're coming into the drier months, aren't we? So if you want to fix your roof now, better to do it now than in the winter time. Prevention is better than cure. And if you're sitting out in your garden right now, hassling perhaps your partner, we need some new garden furniture, or maybe give Black Magic a try and Roof Fix a try and get a whole makeover for a tiny amount of the price that you would pay for new things, which is what we like, don't we? Because we want to save our money for nice things, right?
Of course we do.
I want to go on holiday and I want a fancy restaurant. I'm sure you do at home too. Where were we with our Roof Fix?
Right, so I'm going to show you a little demonstration demonstration, okay? Because this demonstration we've been using as well for a long time. So as I said to you earlier, if you have you know, a hole in the roof or you have a leak, and of course it's been raining a lot in the last little while, people may see an ingress of water. They might go, oh, I've got a leak in there, or I've got a damp floor. Now the house I moved into, I found that I had loads of boxes in there of stuff that I have, you know, samples of things. And I went in a couple of weeks ago and I found that those had gone mouldy because they were damp. There was water getting in through that roof. Now because I'd only moved into it, I didn't even think about going out to do the shed roof. But then I got some from Martin and I've done it, and I've dried the place out and it's absolutely sorted.
Phenomenal.
I can use.
Were you thinking about refelting before that?
Well, do you know, because I'm only in there such a short time, I hadn't even thought about it, what I was going to do about it. And then Martin rang me and asked me about doing roof fix. And then he said to me, do you have any areas you can use it? And I went, yeah, I've got damp floor in this garage, or in this thing. And he went, yeah, well, listen, grab this, put it on, and there you go.
And it's so easy. You don't have to be a DIY expert. You don't need any special tools.
Nope.
You might need some rubber gloves and maybe a squeegee that you're not using, or something like a broom to apply, but it's super duper easy to pop it on. And especially, I mean, gosh, if it makes it easy, if you don't have to call somebody out, that kind of fear that when the big torrential rains do come, that you're going to have even more problems.
Sometimes the call-out fee can be as much as you're paying tonight for the 20 litres. So let me show you. We've got these sieves, right? So bitumen is the thing that they will give you if you go into a DIY store or a hardware store and say you've got these problems. Now, genuinely, we got bitumen onto a brush and we started to brush it around. And this is the result of the bitumen.
Lovely.
Literally.
So we tried to coat it. We're pretending that's a roof, and that's not
just ran right through. And then we got the same sieve, well, same type, and we put in the roof fix. Now remember those Draylon fibres that I showed you a moment ago? And again, once I poured it in there, you can see that it is holding it perfectly. And that is the power of this roof fix. It just gets in, and those Draylon fibres, it literally bridges the gap. It fills in the holes, and you can see there that I can just simply pour that out.
Perfect.
And that is the difference that it makes. And if I show you this, because a lot of time what we may get, Martha, is we may get broken gutters or something like that has happened. So if two little suggestions here for you. So if we look at this here, okay, we can see that we've actually got a little saw, and we've sawed right through this just here. Again, this was done donkeys years ago. And then we put the roof fix on the inside, and you can see it has completely bridged that gap. Remembering those Draylon fibres. And again, I'm just going to, would you mind putting your hand to that for a second?
Of course.
I just want to grab those Draylon fibres again, just to show you those. And that's what's in here, and that's what's coating or making it and helping bridging those gaps. Now remember, these are computer measured and computer cut. If they are different sizes, they don't mesh together, they don't lock together like this here, and they twist into each other, and that's what makes it so amazing. And that is the result you get. And the same just here, Martha. Again, have a look at this here. I'll bring this in actually in here and the other one out. You can see again the huge hole that we put in the back of this.
I mean, these are quite extreme holes.
Massive.
This probably wouldn't happen. You might have a small crack that happens in the heat, perhaps.
Exactly.
Or because of age, wear and tear.
Yeah. Or, you know, if kids threw a stone or something and you got a little crack or something.
Kids throwing stones?
Yeah. Well,
round your way?
I did when I was a kid. But you can see the size of that there. But again, it didn't protrude, it didn't run through like some other things would. But look at that, and you can see how well it has coated that in there. Roof fix is absolutely magical as far as I'm concerned. It is brilliant. And again, you're using it, even though it says roof fix, you're using it on so many other things as well. So loads. I've got this brilliant demonstration I want to show you, okay?
I'm excited.
So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this.
You do a bit of a tidy up.
I'm going to pop this away.
Remind everybody what you're watching. Hello, good morning to, I believe it's Tuesday morning, isn't it? My name's Martha. Thank you so much for joining us on Shop on TV. Alan's here today. He is the man that can. He's going to sort out your roofs, your gutterings. He's not charging a call-out fee. We've got everything you need here on the website. You can do it all yourself. Super duper easy. You don't need any knowledge whatsoever, and it could end up help you fix a massive problem, which is what we all want, really, don't we? We want an easy life. What are you showing us next?
Right, so what I've got here is I've got these little tiny funnels, because what I want to show you is I want to show you the difference in bitumen and the difference in roof fix. So you can see how tiny these are, and you can see how like literally narrow the
10 mil
end of this
maybe
is.
in the hole?
God, I wouldn't even know that, to be fair. but they're tiny, tiny, tiny. So it would have to be very, very runny to run through that.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm first going to get some bitumen. And this is genuinely bitumen. We haven't watered this down. We haven't done anything with it. We would never do that.
So this is your regular solution that you would normally get from your local DIY store.
Exactly.
This is what they would suggest.
This is what they would suggest. This is what they would offer to you. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pop that there. And I'm going to get this little brush here and I'm just going to scoop some on and I'm going to put that there like that.
Yeah.
And we can clearly
Very
see
watery.
What's happening is it's running right through it. So we have no way of plugging that hole because the bitumen is simply running right through there and it's doing, well, next to nothing, quite frankly. Now, don't get me wrong. If you had a roof that was a felt roof that didn't have any issues, didn't have any problems, and you put that on, it was brand new, it will add some, you know, some protection to it, but it's not adding anything close to what we're going to do here with the roof fix. So now let me get this roof fix and give this a bit of a shake up too.
It's kind of got the consistency of like a varnish,
Yeah,
perhaps,
that's
something
it.
like that. So
Yep.
you're not sealing it or adding any extra protection like you would do with the roof fix. And Alan's going to prove that to you by this visual demonstration. So the bitumen went straight through, not really doing much at all.
Doing
like you said,
nout.
doing nout. But now we can instantly see it's like you're going from a thin sort of tea-like substance to really, really thick.
Well, you can see that I'm
I mean, you can't even, get it off the brush
get it
there.
off the brush, and that's why we talked about slapping it on. Now I've just filled that. Now I'm a little bit messy, and you'll forgive me for that. But look at that. Now that's going to sit there forevermore. That will not run
And that
through.
will dry solid, won't it?
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
It doesn't matter as well if you, like Alan was saying, the reason why we're using the term slap it on is because you don't have to be particularly accurate with it because it has self-leveling properties, which I absolutely love. I'm terrible at getting things perfect. So literally you can just pour it on, and actually we'll see in a clip of film later, Martin's literally pouring it out of the 5-litre tin and then moving it around afterwards. Look at that.
But even look here, it hasn't even
filled.
got close to the end of that, and you can see the bitumen, the difference in the end of that funnel just there.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. That's just a little visual to show everybody at home how great this is. By the way, just while I remember it, I want to say thank you very much to the guys at LJC. I went down to, because we were supposed to be doing the car cleaning stuff today, and I went down to the guys at LGC in Dorking, and they really helped me out today with some stuff. They really went over and above.
Guys.
And I told them we were going to be using the products there, the stuff that they gave me on air tonight, but we had to change the show around.
But
so
it's coming
I
up
just want to say
soon,
thank
isn't
you.
it?
Hopefully tomorrow night. And I tell you this, you are going to love this waterless wash, wax and car protection kit that we're doing. That's coming soon. Keep an eye out for it. But I just want to say thank you to the boys. I
No
promised I would.
worries, and good morning to you boys.
So we can see that. That's clearly how amazing that is, and that's the difference.
Absolutely.
It's all run through. Look at that. All of that bitumen is gone. So you can see that it's not going to it's not going to solve any problems.
No, well, we don't want that. We want to solve problems, don't we? You can do very, very easily. Already popular, the 5-litre, which is on your screens right now. That's going to do a 5 square metre coverage. So we were talking about small sheds earlier. I had a small shed in the back of my house when I lived in Cornwall, round about 5 square metres, so that would be enough. If when you get your shed, or maybe you've had something refelted, prevention is better than cure. So you can see how easy it is here just to add on. You can see the water running through really simply. That could be in your shed where your precious things are. We have a lot of storage issues these days, don't we? We've got more and more stuff. So you're putting more and more precious things in the shed. You want to keep them dry. You want to keep things tidy. And with Roofix, you can absolutely do that. You can see the water pooling straight off there. So it doesn't matter about these torrential rains that are going to be coming. Apparently the wettest summer since 1912 this year, which is lots of fun for all of us, I'm sure.
Is that what we're getting?
Yeah, that's what we're getting apparently.
Really?
I'm not happy about that.
No.
I'm going to leave the country. It's a brilliant solution to all of those issues. Now, we're on to guttering now. Guttering something you think, oh my gosh, I've got to replace the whole thing. No, give it a clean, get your Roofix out. We're just using the little tin there for a spot repair. And this is a 5-10 minute job, maybe something you've been putting off. You can solve that problem straight away. Absolutely phenomenal. It's 811037. That's your 5-litre. Choose your black, your grey or your white. It goes without saying the black is always the most popular, but it doesn't matter what colour you go for, it's still got those those same properties.
Yeah.
What are you going to show us next?
Right, so I'm going to show you on this little bit of felt, because this is typical bit of felt roofing that you may have, and this is where you get the tears and things like that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to pop a couple of little tears in this. So you can imagine that if this was yours at home, your little felt roof, and you get these issues, you can see.
The trouble is, once we've got a little tear, the wind gets under it, doesn't it? And it rips even more. And it just gets worse and worse. So don't sort of delay when you've got an issue like that.
Get this sorted. So let's make these holes a little bit more level.
You're going to go gigantic, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just going to go make sure they're level and we can see that both of them, and I'm giving both of them a good old chance there, so you can see.
I feel like I want to put my fingers through them both.
Yeah, go on.
Shall I?
Yeah, go on.
Hello there. Oh, will it even go through? There we go. That's my nails done for the day. There we are. They're huge.
The fun of live TV, isn't it awesome?
We're going to fill those holes, guys. That's all. Oh, no, I'm covered.
You have a wonderful way with words. That's okay, because watch how
you.
easily that comes off of your fingers. Come off of mine as well.
Perfect.
Superb. Right, so let's just do those. So I'm going to get some of this bitumen. Now, we haven't done anything, as I say, with this bitumen. This is genuinely a real bitumen that you would get, and this is what you would be offered, and this is what you will get from the shops. So let me grab...
Why do people still buy it, Alan? It sounds like it's not fit for purpose.
Well, it seems that way, doesn't it? So if
I
get the
suppose
bitumen,
I suppose it's just what everybody goes to, then they know, don't they?
and I'm putting the bitumen on here. Okay, now watch this, okay? And you can see how thin it is. It's covering nothing really. So watch this, okay? As I lift it, you can see that the bitumen is running, and you can see that the hole has not been filled. Can you see that? Just run straight away. There's nothing.
There's a big pool of it behind.
Big pool of it behind as well. But now watch the difference when we get our roof fix. Now remember what I said to you as well. We slap this on. You don't have to be a painter. You don't have to worry. You don't have to think, oh, I've got to be brilliant at anything. You don't. This really is designed to just whack it on. Now I'm going to take this off completely to make that complete hole. So this is going to be really awkward.
That is, I'm going to say, about a 5mm massive hole in there.
It is. It's huge, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that just there.
Do we need to mix it? Do we need to use a special application tool?
No, you can use a paintbrush. You can use a sweeping brush like a hard brush. You can use a squeegee. You can use anything, just as long as you are spreading it. So I'm just giving this a bit of a mix through. And now I'll clean that off. And just watch the difference in this. And this is why I really think this is the most incredible product. Now look at the size of that hole. Now you can see, if I show you now, can you see where I put the bitumen? You can see right through the hole of that. Just there, look. Look at there. Can you see my finger through it?
There's daylight, yeah.
Now watch the size of this just here, okay? And watch the result that we're going to get. Again, getting our roof fixed. And remember what we do. We slap it on. Okay.
So you're just kind of cross-hatching it over, but you don't have to even use a paintbrush if you don't want to.
No, you don't. And again, once we've done that, and get that over, and after a few minutes, when that has a couple of seconds to dry, that will absolutely bridge that gap and bridge that hole, and we will come back to both of those in a matter of
So if it's a deep hole, we're doing a few coats, are we?
Yeah, I'm just making sure it's on there. I'm just spreading it out again. I'm just making sure that I get that, all of those fibres all knitted into that as I spread it.
Wonderful.
So we'll come back to those in a few minutes and it'll show you. But you can see clearly as well the difference here in the bitumen just running down, and of course the roof fix is not running down. The roof fix is staying exactly where it is. So that gives you a good idea of the difference in this.
I have to say as well, and I know we are in a closed studio and you will probably be outside, but the bitumen absolutely reeks. And I'm not really getting much from the roof fix
No,
at
you
all.
don't. No,
Which
it's
is
great.
brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a brilliant product. It really is. And we'll come back to that hole and we'll show you how the two of them have cured on as well.
We've got the details. Apologies, Alan, I spoke over you there. That's very rude of me.
That's quite okay. I'm
the
sorry
details
for talking
are on the details on the screen right now are 4 5-litre tins. Always the most popular choice and always the first to sell out is the black, covering 20 square metres. We'll cover right now what 20 square metres does. I'll just give you the details, 360407. $239.96 is what you normally pay, but today $179.99 across those 4 tins means excellent value for money, and one delivery charge per order. So maybe you want to pop your black magic in there as well. Maybe you want to have a little perusal on our website, ShopOnTV.co.uk. There are thousands of products on there. You can pop whatever you like. I would suggest you get your big trolley out, out and you pop everything in that you love tonight. So, can you give us a visual reference, Al, of what 20 square metres of coverage would be?
Yeah, of course. So basically, the standard single garage that you may have at the side of your house is about 15 to 19 square metres. So there you go. That's to give you an idea there. So basically, what you're going to do here, and this is Martin from Flag Paints, and what he's doing is he's clearing off, spending time just doing the little bit of prep first of all. And that's the important thing as well, to do that. Get rid of the loose stones and bits and pieces of dust, and then do the edges. Spend a bit of time slapping it on, as you can see just there. That's exactly what Martin is doing. He's taking no care whatsoever. He's just slapping it on. And Martin loves to say that word, to use that phrase, slapping it on, because quite frankly, that's what he's doing. Now, if you wanted to, what you can do, and people have told us, and this is what Martin recommends as well, is if you're worried about getting the right coverage, chalk out a 5 square metre squares on your roof and empty out a full tin just like that and cover that square that is 5 square metres, and just make sure that spreads out to cover all of that. And then you know you have your coverage absolutely perfectly.
I would say always go for the 4x5 litres, because then it's, first of all, it's the best value. It works out, I believe, £8.99 a square metre, if I've done my maths correctly, which is incredible when you think about a fix for your roof. But also better to have some more in the garage. I believe it's got a really good sort of shelf life, as long as it's dark and you've kept the lid on. Is it up to 18 months, I think you can keep it for?
Around 18 months once you get it.
Which is fab.
And it's all made, basically, it's, you know, what we're talking about today, what you're going to buy and get home is all freshly made. It hasn't been sat around, so it's all freshly made by the guys at Flag Paints, specialist type people. In fact, there's a great story that Martin tells us as well, that there was Europe's biggest antique auctioneers, right? The biggest antique house. They got some roof fix and they used it, and they told Martin how amazing it was and how happy they were with the results of it. Yeah. And then they moved to an even larger one, a larger warehouse, and they called Martin and said, we need some more. They're so impressed with it. Wow. So now currently the largest warehouse for antiques in Europe has been treated with roof fix.
Amazing. And think of all the precious things in there that they want to keep nice and tidy and dry and safe. Yep. I mean, it's just a no-brainer for me. It's one of those products that absolutely is perfect for a presentation like this one, because there's so many of you out there that are thinking, oh my gosh, there's that fix I've got to do. Maybe you've got a partner that's been nagging you every weekend to get it done, to get it sorted out. This could be the solution for you, and I love that. If it helps you save money and save time, and so you know what, save your precious worry about things. There's enough in our lives to worry about, isn't there? Without thinking, oh my gosh, the roof is going to leak, the guttering is in a state. You could get this done on a Saturday morning, and then by the Saturday afternoon, that peace of mind will set in, and you'll be absolutely brilliant. Look at these results that we've got here. So this was a horrible corrugated iron roof there, and then really transformed. So not only you're going to help prevent leaks and things like that, visually it's going to improve the look of your home, which we love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely glorious. That looked like it needed a complete replacement, but no, the Roofix has sorted it out. You can choose your colour as well, so maybe you want to give us a brand new colour. So black, grey or white are your colour options. Maybe it's a little outhouse, maybe it's a garage like Alan was saying before. There are your 4x5 litres there, covering 20 square metres, especially for you. I think we're going to show you something else. Oh, it's my favourite demonstration next.
Now, I believe we have been inundated with an email.
Oh, have we?
Yes, apparently so.
An email, fabulous. We've had one from John and one from Angela. Oh, they're both asking the same question.
No, I'm married, I'm sorry.
Ah, me too. What was the question, my lovely producer? Can it waterproof brickwork?
Okay, you would not use this on your brickwork. You could if you wanted to, but it wouldn't get the coverage. If you have brickwork that you want to
vertical, right?
Yeah, wait for the Black Magic in a few minutes, because that weatherproofs as well for you. And I'm going to show you actually bricks that have been coated by it as well, so stay tuned for that. So we have, there's a brilliant story to this as well, okay? Yeah. And this is kind of what this demo came about, and then a relation of Martin's from Flag Paints had to do a boat race. Now,
Yes.
we'll tell you about that in just a second, but it's the most incredible story. So what we've done is we've just got 2 boxes, okay, identical cardboard boxes. This one here we have coated in bitumen, okay, and you can see that written on the front of it. It's coated with bitumen, and we coated it the best we could. We put it everywhere, the same application the way we did it with the roof fix. And of course, because we already know that this doesn't block holes and it doesn't bridge any gaps or anything like that, we're going to end up getting leaks out of it, just like that. Now, where the bitumen has held and where it's actually adhered, it will of course be waterproof, okay? All of this is waterproof, but it doesn't get in and it doesn't fill gaps like we showed you just a few minutes ago. But on the other side of that, when I take out the box here that we did, now believe this, all right? This box was made way back in the day for the shopping channel, where this was first launched about 15 years ago. Martin, when he gave me these props, said, Alan, I'm telling you now, he said, this, he said, is more important than any other prop that you have. He said this is really sentimental to him because he's been using it for donkey's years, okay? So let's pull that around there and show you. So again, we did the same thing. We coated this in roof fix.
This is just corrugated cardboard. This is an old printer box, printer paper box.
And again, not a drop coming out of that. In fact, just for fun, what I like to do with this is, you're probably not going to get to see much of this, but just for fun, I like this to
as long as you don't put it over my head.
No,
oh no, you're getting your little.
That's when I get the little duckies and put them in there. Just to show you,
fabulous.
this box is ancient. It really is. Martin said to me, it's been going for such a long time. Please, he said, take care of it, which I must do. So just goes to show you that Roof Fix on cardboard has done it. That leads us lovely to that little story.
It's my favourite one.
It is. It's brilliant. So have a little look at this, folks. So hopefully we have this ready. Do we have this ready?
Yeah,
there it is. Yay!
Lovely.
So there was this challenge to make a floating boat, the HMS Destroyer, out of cardboard. And a relation of, there you go, look. There you go, a relation of Martin's got a thing, made up this box like that, the boat, covered in a roof fix. They didn't win the overall prize because apparently they weren't very good at rowing. But at the same token, have a look at what they did. And it floated beautifully because it's so waterproof.
That's phenomenal, isn't it? No sinking there. You'd have to be quite brave and have quite a lot of faith in the product to take it out on a river like that. Absolutely incredible. That's just old cardboard boxes and waterproof, just like our box in the studio. It is phenomenal. Sometimes things sound too good to be true, but this is, over the years, we've had so many people talk about what an amazing solution this has been for them. And that's why it's lovely for us, Alan, isn't it, to bring products like this, because we're like, oh, it works and it's going to help you out and save you money. And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
And remember, it is a really specialised paint as well.
You're not going to find it in your local DIY store.
You will not find it because they don't. The Flag Paints do not supply any commercial or any paint for households. They only do specialised paints, and I mean really specialised paints. As I say, MOD, things like that, use Flag Paints. But this is a really special solution. It's a special paint, and it's all to do with those fibres that I told you about. And I do love to show you these fibres. I'd like to show you these again. Now remember, these genuinely have to be exactly the same size, every single one of them. If they're not, it doesn't work. And you can see those tiny drill-on fibres, the computer cut to be precise, and that is mixed all the way through the solution, or in through the Black Magic, or the Roof Fix. And I'm getting excited about Black Magic. Is there?
I know you are. It's coming up soon. Don't worry.
And that is what knits in, and that's what bridges the gap, and that's what makes it like that. It's brilliant.
Lovely. We've had a few questions about new roofs. So does the roof need to have a problem to start with, or can we do that sort of prevention?
Oh, no, absolutely. Pop it on. It's going to make it much more durable. Again, you know, if you think about this kind of thing here. Now, notice this here, okay, with this felt roof. You'll see that it has the leak. Martin has just wiped it over. Now, he's going to lift that tear, and he's just putting a bit of that underneath it, just so it sits down flat, and then slaps it on. Have a look at what he's doing here, and then it becomes going to be about 16 hours and it's dry to touch. And then after that, then about 4 days later, you can, it's good to go. It's completely dried out. But here's the thing about Roof Fix, and this is really, really important as well. When you put this on different surfaces, because what you're going to do here, Martha, is it's going to go onto the felt, it's going to go onto the tiles, but then you're also going to run it up the side on, things like, tiles and things. And they all, they're thermal based. They expand and contract, with heat and cold at different rates.
Yeah.
So when you have Roof Fix on, even though you have this on plastics and then going straight onto felt and then going straight onto concrete, if you have it, at the side of the house, it will, once they start expanding at different rates, this will start to expand with it. It's really, really clever.
It's intelligent.
It's intelligent.
Bespoke to the material that's being used, which is amazing. You can see flashing there. You can see composite wood, even things like maybe we had on our the house I grew up in, like a fascia board on the front of the house, which always just absorbed when there was like a westerly wind, all of the rain. That rain then got into the brickwork. Then you have to get your pointing done. It becomes something that could be a little small problem that maybe you're ignoring at the moment. You can then solve with Roof Fix. Those 4 tins for you then, 5 litres in each, 20 square metres. Think about how much you might have for a call out or a quote for roofing. It's a really specialised job. It's not something you normally would think, oh, I can solve. This is a Sunday morning job that you can do, and then you don't have to think about it anymore. It's peace of mind, which is brilliant. Maybe you've got elderly parents, maybe you want to help them out. Anybody that you can think that might have a little issue with anything to do with any sort of roofing or felting, Roof Fix is going to solve your problem. You've got something else to show us.
Well, I just want to show you how much water has been sat in this 15-year-old box, and just by pouring it out, and you see just how much it was actually holding in there. So that just goes you a bit.
It's phenomenal, and it's not wet underneath or anything like that.
No, absolutely not. No, it's bone dry.
Prove to us, Alan. That is bone dry.
But you can see actually from over the years the dirt on the bottom of that, because it's been all over the place. It's been inside, outside, upside and down. But you can see there how old this is. But it is held beautifully. Roof Fix, it is just simply a sensational product. So much so, my dad, I was pontificating to him about how great it is when I was over there last week. I was saying, Dad, this is just the most phenomenal product.
There's a lot of rain over your way, isn't there?
A lot of it.
Yeah.
Even though we live in the sunny southeast, I think we get like about
of course.
6 seconds more sunshine than anywhere else in Ireland.
Lovely. Not only your roof, remember, your guttering as well. So it is self-levelating. I was going to say that. It's not even a word. You also can use it on your pitched roofs as well. So think about maybe your conservatory roof, maybe your utility room roof, or you've got a carport perhaps. It's so many things that Roof Fix can solve, which we absolutely love. Here's the offer for you on screen. It's 360407. That is our biggest package and our best value for money. It works out, I believe, I'm going to get my producer to check this because I did my calculation earlier on in the day, £8.99 a square metre, I believe, for 20 square metres of coverage. Don't forget we've got PayPal as well, and you can spread that cost. And something I love about ShopOnTV, one delivery charge per order. Easy for me to say. £8.99 it was per square metre. So when you think, if you look at the smallest tin, the saving that you're making there is £22.99. So look at that difference. Absolutely phenomenal. Maybe you want to share it with your family and friends. Maybe you just want it as a peace of mind thing. Remember, you've got up to 18 months on the shelf life on it there as well. Now, Alan, the man that can, not only Roof Fix today, but Black Magic, which is something we absolutely adore. Look at this variety of things here. Now, I know we mentioned it right at the top, but the people have just joined us. What's Black Magic all about? Well,
so Black Magic basically, so we all know that we get items outside, metal objects that, you just love the axe, don't you?
I do.
They become rusted, and there is a specialised type of paint you can get. It has a hammer finish. Not particularly keen on the finish of that.
I know the one.
You know the one, yeah. So what we have here is, again, another very specialised paint. Again, remember, they don't make paint for domestic jobs. Usually it's very specialised, but what they've done here is incredible. Let me show you this here. I'm going to lift this up and just show you the finish and how it looks on a lot of things just here. Now, if we look at the finishes that we have here on that, so we've got MDF and so on and so forth. So it's a water-based paint. It's quick drying, low odor, so this really is environmentally friendly. You can put this on metals, plastic, glass. Amazing adhesion with this one, and it is genuinely very flexible as well. And there's a built-in rust converter. So when you put this on rust, and I'll show you that in a few minutes, it actually turns it into a polymer and then holds it inside of the paint and literally just, well, when the rust disappears, it goes away. It's held in there. So you can put it straight onto a rusty thing. I'm going to show you that in a few minutes. I've got lots of things to show you anyway. Long-lasting, weather-resistant, tough satin finish. And I love that satin finish as well that you see there. Does the job of multiple specialist coatings all in one. It's easy to apply as well, straight from the convenience size containers, multi-purpose. Finish the jobs really quickly, and you can see here even on decking. And what this is, because this is a thin paint, it doesn't fill in the gaps in here. So basically decking has those ridges to give you a little bit of grip. Yeah. That's what it's for. But you can see just here that the ridges are still there because this is not a really thick paint. This is Black Magic, and you can see just how well it covers that. But bringing all sorts of things up again. One coat generally does 99% of jobs that you need to do. And the only time you might need an extra coat on this is if it is a porous material. So something like wood, things like that.
What I love about this, there isn't major brush strokes, so you don't see those brush marks, which makes it look like a lovely professional finish.
And that's again what flag paints have done, and it's designed to be exactly like that, Martha. That you get minimal brush strokes in it, so you do get a beautiful finish every single time with it. Really easy to do. Now this seat here, Martin went to visit a friend of his, and they went off to the shops to grab some bits, and Martin had some of the Black Magic in his car, and what he did was he just went out to the car and got it. They were gone for about 25 minutes, half an hour, and he had completely done this job when they came back. Wow. And they were thrilled.
I mean, that looks like new.
It's brilliant.
That's from scrap heap to new. That's a garden makeover right there.
Imagine going out even and buying something if you're an upcycler or something like that. If that's your kind of work to do. But that is the job that it does, and it gives you that beautiful, beautiful finish. I think it's gorgeous.
And something like that as well, I mean, what's the alternative? You'd be getting a wire brush, wouldn't you? You'd be scrubbing away, maybe using that high street alternative that you've all heard of at home. And they come in little tiny pots as well, and they're an absolute fortune because I've used them on radiators actually in the past. So you're scrubbing away, but you don't have to do any of that because there's a component in Black Magic that you were saying helps to convert that rust, so it's going to protect in future. Yeah.
You don't have to prime, you don't have to do anything. There's no overcoat, there's no finishing coat. You just literally have one coat, water-based as well, so it really is incredible. Now have a look at this chimney here, because this is something that people do ask about, and they say, well, can you put it on a chimney because that's clearly going to get hot? Well, it has heat resistance up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which in centigrade, if you're an old school person like me, is about 260 degrees.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It is a lot, and that's how much heat resistance it has. So you can use it on something like this just here as well.
I just think it's a real makeover for your home. Maybe you're feeling like you want to buy something new, a new chimney or a new fire pit, a new barbecue. Well, I mean, essentially what you're doing here is you're revamping things and making things look much better. Things like your cast iron handles, perhaps you live in an older house, you might want to think, oh God, I've got to replace the whole thing. You haven't. Look at that. That's a tiny little job, but it makes such a difference, doesn't it, to the appearance of your house.
It's super easy to do.
And we're also house proud, aren't we? Like, you know, you want everything to look as good as it possibly can. Perhaps if you're selling your house, you want to tart everything up. Black Magic's the one for you.
It is, and super flexible as well. So we're talking about things expanding and stuff like that. I want to show you a couple of little things, okay?
Oh, I love this.
So this little demonstration here, I love it when Martin talks about these because he's from up the country, but he talks about pop bottles.
Pop bottles, yeah.
Yeah, he has pop. So Martin, again, we want to go back in history a little bit here. So when Martin went, first of all, when he was convinced to do something for a shopping channel, he went with this bottle, which looked a little bit something like this. And he said, look, it coats this and look at how good it is, and you can squeeze it, it doesn't crack, it doesn't break, it really is flexible. And the buyer said, well, I'm going to test that. And he got this bottle and he went like that. And he completely did that. And that's what happened about 15 years ago. Yeah. And Martin said, well, I'm keeping that because look at it, it hasn't cracked from it. Now, we're not saying that it's indestructible in any way. No, of course. But look at that. Even when I twist that now, you'll see it's not flaking off. But yet, we cover this here with the competitor's paint, and you can see here even, look, it's flaking off right away because it doesn't adhere to it. Now, look, can you see?
That would make me crazy if I'd spent all my Saturday morning doing it and then it all flaked off.
Yeah.
That would make me mad.
And that's it. And it's all to do with the adhesion of black magic that makes it so special and so awesome. That has survived the test of time.
Yeah.
Really is brilliant. Just to show you as well and talk you through something here that Martin was telling me when he gave me these props.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
if we see here, what we have is we have this corner of the guttering here. This is the cradle for was holding it in. So you can see here, this was all like that, and he has coated it here with black magic, and you can see how amazing that actually is. That's going to last a long time. Now, the reason we have this here and we've left it, what we would always do with something like this is we would get a wire brush and make sure that the loose bits of other paint and the loose bits of any rust that's on there, you just take them off. You don't have to scrub, just make sure the loose stuff is off. And you see this paint here, that is adhered really well still to this.
Yeah.
There's no need to take this off. Just put the black magic straight over it.
I love
if
that.
it's adhered to it, don't spend hours and hours trying to scrape this off. Go straight over it with your...
These are simple solutions, aren't they? That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
There's no chores, there's no legwork here at all.
Suits
This
Alan
is
down to the
making,
ground.
yeah, and me as well, I
Yeah.
think. It makes everything really easy. So lots of different materials, and we're seeing here, this is guttering.
Yeah, guttering, plastic
PVC
guttering.
guttering.
Yeah, PVC. You can see how dreadful that looks. It really takes the look off of that just there. But again, as soon as you get this in, now what we always would do is we would get a bit of light sandpaper or maybe a little scouring pad and just lightly take off all of the dirt that's there, because you want it to adhere. And then once you do that, then you slap it on. It looks brand new again. And that really is the difference it makes.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't be replacing all that. Why was grey guttering so big in the 90s?
Yeah, it was. It was dry.
It's ugly,
but
isn't
the thing
it?
is, a lot of that started out black, and it just, over the years, what happens is the UV damage actually makes it
Faded.
go powdery, and it fades it, and it looks dreadful. That probably did start out life black, but look at that again, just a light rub down, as I say, with one of those little sponges that has the green piece, the green side, or maybe a little bit of light sandpaper. Just gently do that, and then whack on your black magic, and that's the result that you get.
And of course the cleanup is really easy because it's water based. You can clean your brushes with the water and a little bit of soapy. There's no white spirits to worry about. You don't have to worry so much. There's a low odour about using gloves or things if it gets on your hands, all water based and easy. Things like terracotta.
How great does that look there? And that looked dreadful beforehand. It's something you would be wanting to throw out. And again, the thing is, when you start using black magic around your garden, you start to get a uniform look as well around the place, and it makes it look quite modern, in my opinion. But I don't want you to think just about outside. You can see the gate there that was done with it. I don't want you to just think about outside. I want you to think about inside too. And I'm going to show you a few little ideas in just a moment. And rather than try and tell you what you can use it on, I will tell you what you can't use it on.
Oh,
it's much
please do.
easier. Shiny metals. So do you see, you know, like chrome and things like that?
So the flywheel is chrome there. You wouldn't use it on the flywheel.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But on saying that to you, I'll show you something when we come back in a moment. But look at that bike. Again, if you want to sell that bike, you probably would have got 10 quid for it before. And even if you got 50 quid for it the way it is now, how much better is that? And if it is your bicycle, let's just make it look a little bit better.
Yeah,
You
too
know?
right.
It looks
Black is always going to be chic, isn't it? Looking absolutely amazing there. So lots of different things, metals, plastic, glasses. But we're going to go interior next. What are you going to show us inside?
Well, okay, so...
Well, you've got some knobs on.
I do, yes. There we go. So if we look at this here, so, you know, maybe you've got something like this at the end of your curtain rail that's, you know, just you've had it for years and it's dated looking, or maybe it's just the cheapest one that you got at the time. Well, again, look at this. It's the very same one, just with the black magic. Almost gives it, you know, kind of a metal look, doesn't it? You know, you would think that that's kind of a, you know, a nice kind of metal finish.
Pine's a bit passé now, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's not
Yeah,
really
we
that
want to
new.
get modern.
It used to be the thing years ago, didn't it, back in the 80s? But look at the difference it's made there. Now, maybe you have, you know, your favourite chest of drawers, and perhaps, you know, you've got something like this. Now, again, you can see that this brass colour just here and a little white piece in the middle. Again, very dated, isn't it? But again, with the black magic, look at the difference of that. So again, you're just giving something new life. That's all you do. And again, all you would do, remember I said about shiny metal, all I would do is give that a bit of a rub down, okay, with a bit of light sandpaper, just to give it a key, basically, so it can grab onto it. And once it does, then it holds. And look, can you see brush marks in that?
No.
It looks fantastic, doesn't it? That was done many, many years ago, and it's still really tough. And we have these in boxes, so again, you can see how tough it is.
They're knocked about, aren't they? They're taken all over the country.
Again, a little one just here again. Check this out. You can see the difference again. Yeah, look at that. Great. Now I want to show you one more thing as well, talking about interiors. So again, maybe you've bought some furniture or something like that, you know, for your office or something, and you've got these horrible looking wheels and the grey looks really cheap and they're scratched and stuff like that. Well, again, look at this. We applied some of the Black Magic to it, and how much better does that look?
Yeah, it really, really does. It's really not only for things like upcycling, but just, yeah, maybe making everything look more sort of uniform. Maybe you're first starting out, I remember, you know, when you get your first place and everything's sort of mismatched, you can make it all nice and uniform, make it all look good.
We just had another email.
Oh, we had another email. What did the email say from John? Good morning to you, John. Can we use Black Magic on brickwork, Alan? Funny, you've got a brick right there.
There you go, John. There's the answer to your question, sir. Yes, you can. So let's say you have that brick like that, even on a border or something like that, and you just want to zhuzh it up a little bit. Well, you can, of course, do that. And you can see the adhesion just there. No prep beforehand. We literally, what did we do with it? How did we put it on? We slap it on. That's what we do.
Slap it right on.
Yeah, slap it on. Again, just have a little look at some of the props that we've brought here. These have been going for donkey's years, and it just shows you again just how good and how strong Black Magic actually is on the pipe just here, the UPVC pipe. Again, look at this one. It's the full round pipe. You can see here right around that. And again, the brush marks are minimal as well.
And could we use it on the interior of the guttering as well, or is that when we need refix? What would you do?
Well, if there was holes in it, yeah, you would use the roof fix, but you could use that on the inside of it. But again, I would think that would be, in my opinion, a bit of a waste because you're using it inside, and yeah, it's an aesthetic and it's bringing it up. And the inside of that should be fine, but it is bringing it up because the inside, if it has faded a bit, it's not going to really
No,
work.
absolutely, you're right.
Again, here, check this out. So you can see the front of this little horseshoe. Maybe it's one that's been, you know, hanging up outside. It's a good look thing or something like that for people. But again, just check out the difference there. You can see where we haven't coated it, and then we have put the Black Magic on. No priming, nothing like that. This is a one coat. And as I said, the only time we found that you would need a second coat is on a porous material, so kind of woods and things like that.
We had an old anvil. Would it have been good for that?
Yeah, brilliant. I would bring that up a tree as well.
It was so rusty. Every time you sat on it, you got a rusty bum.
Yeah.
So perfect for things like that.
Look at the cherub again. Horrible, nasty. Again, look at that. You can just paint this on and just brings it back up again to look great. And that's showing you again that it will adhere to so many different things. Funny story about this little cherub here, actually, right? So if you feel that and then you feel the difference in that, this here is a plaster of Paris. So charity shop, there was a bunch of these bought by Martin for this purpose, to do that. Put them out into his garden, and because it was plaster of Paris, the rain washed it away, basically. He could see it every time it rained, starting to
degrade it,
degrade it down. But of course, with Black Magic on here, it has done a brilliant job of keeping that forevermore. Now, I'm going to wow you now, okay?
Oh, please do. I've been waiting for 45 minutes for. No, you've been wowing me. Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Rude, isn't it?
Wow.
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 Go on.
Wow. Look at glass. Look at that.
That's incredible.
Black Magic on glass. Again, just showing you that it's almost turned it into, if you did all of that, you could be forgiven for thinking it looks quite like a brick. Isn't that brilliant? But adhering to that. It is just brilliant.
We've got an email in from a lovely chap as well, Craig from Wakefield.
Harrogate, Knaresborough, I know all of those places.
He's been using Black Magic on his drain pipe.
Yep.
Oh, it's part plastic and part cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he says it looks amazing and totally uniform, so he didn't have to replace the other. I would say cast iron. I mimicked my producer there, saying cast iron. It's cast iron, isn't it?
Cast iron.
It certainly is.
Wakefield, love Wakefield. Harrogate, Knaresborough, Wakefield.
Oh.
When my friends used to go to Spain years ago, I used to go to Knaresborough, and we used to go down to Wakefield.
There's an RAF base in Knaresborough, is there?
Yeah, I
think there is.
I don't know. I mean, that probably is. But yeah, Knaresborough, Little Alley is the pub up there and stuff like that. Loved it, loved Harrogate, loved Wakefield as well, so nice to have the name Wakefield back in my head.
So it doesn't matter if you're going from sort of one material to another, it will be absolutely fine, it's streamlined.
Absolutely. Look at this again here. So again, remember, this is the type of thing that you might be faced with back at home. These kind of gutterings, maybe you have an old style home and you have these cast iron gutters. Again, remember, the only thing that you need to do to prep is just get rid, as you can see, some loose of the, can you see that coming off, that loose stuff? Can you see just going across here? Just make sure you get rid of that. Make sure that it's you don't have to scrub it or sand it, just get rid of the loose stuff and then put it on. And any of that rust that's there, remember, will be drawn inside into the Black Magic and turned into a polymer and then held inside of the paint itself, and it just basically it cancels it out.
That's
so
amazing.
You're not going to have to worry. So it really is fab.
So getting rid of anything rusty, and obviously rusty things as well, you know, they can cause further damage. And we can see here on an exercise bike you kept outside, that looks like a brand new exercise bike, absolutely phenomenal.
But again, if you're selling them,
yeah.
Martha,
On your regular bikes as well, anything, metals, plastics, glass, you were saying, is there anything we can't use it on?
the only thing you wouldn't use it on is shiny metals, but I've got something to show you now, actually. I'll show you when
Oh,
we come back
show
in a
me your
moment.
pipe.
Right. There you go on the chimney. You remember it has heat resistance up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 260 degrees centigrade. So whichever way you look at your temperatures. Again, just transforming things, Martha.
Yeah, they really are phenomenal. That belongs in a skip right there, and now that looks like it's $5.99 in your garden centre.
But imagine you weren't even using that and it was something you were going to chuck away or put onto one of those freebie pages, you know, on social media or something, someone come and take it away.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
going from that, just putting on this here and making it look great, and then use the rest of it around your house to make your gate and stuff look brilliant. Well, you know, you might get a lot more money for it, so you could end up having this paying for itself for you.
Absolutely. It is phenomenal. It's so easy to order here at Shop on TV. It's 974362. That's the item number. You don't really need to worry about that, guys, because if you call the call centre or go onto our website, you will see the products clearly laid out for you. £45 is our price today, saving £10. And remember, anything over £30 to £2,000, you can spread the cost on PayPal, which is absolutely phenomenal. George has emailed in. He wants to know if you can use it on a gas barbecue. I suppose it would depend on where on the gas barbecue.
Yeah, of course you can. On the outside of it, yeah, the lid of it, yeah, of course, because they sit out sometimes if you don't cover them, and they do go off color. Of course you can. Remember, up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, that's about 260 degrees centigrade.
Fabulous.
Yes, you can, and it will really bring that back up as well.
I have to say, it's quite niche, but something that I would use. We've got gas canisters on our boat, and they are horrible and rusty. Every time we take them out to go and get them refilled, you end up covered in rust, and it's absolutely gross. You could paint your gas canisters, couldn't you, if you're reusing them?
Absolutely could.
Oh, I'm going to take some with me.
Yeah, and
Love
look at,
it.
imagine how cool they'd look then, rather than just looking rusty and horrible.
We'd always get them back.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
brilliant.
You've got some copper pipe.
Yeah, so if we look at this just here, so what we did to adhere to the copper pipe is we just lightly sanded it down. Remember, all you're doing is giving it a key, giving it somewhere to actually grab onto and hold. But you can see how well it's taken there. But I love this as well. Look at this little crease, how well it's filled in there as well. I just think that's quite, you know, good the way it's done that. Showing you again that it's not a really thick paint, that it really is, you know, goes into all nooks and crannies, and it's easy to use.
So interior pipe work we're thinking about from our sort of from our central heating systems and things like that.
If you wanted to, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect.
It's really where you want it to be, that you want to bring something up to look like that. Again, minimal brush marks as well on that is fab. Now again, look at this quite ornate piece just here. Again, half done. You can see that's a genuine old piece. It's pitted and it has got loads of rust all over it as well. And look at the difference in that. So think again, you know, if you're selling your home, Martha, or you're you know, wanting to rent out your home or something like that, and you just want to give it more curb appeal,
yeah,
well, Black Magic is the thing for you. So really is brilliant. There is the coverage on this. I have it written down. So, do you know, I actually brought this piece of paper with me.
Yes.
There's so much to know about
There's
Black
a lot.
Magic. It's crazy. And I remember reading about, there you go. So a 250 milliliter container is ideal for small items like screw heads, brackets, doorknobs, general handles, wide variety. And the 1 litre size is perfect for larger areas such as garage doors, metals, gates, guttering. The 1 litre container can cope between 8 and 12 square meters.
Wow.
1 litre of it. So that just shows
We thought
you.
2.5 litre on the details for you at the
Yeah, well,
moment,
there you go. So what would you be doing there then? So if that's
phenomenal
it.
coverage.
Phenomenal coverage. And the thing is that it doesn't matter. You now can go out and know that this is not a thick coat of this. You simply put it onto it. I mean, if we look here, Martha, and you can see here if you run over the glass, and you can feel that it's not really thick.
No.
You know, so it's not like, you know, millimeters thick. It's really, really thin, and it's almost, you know, kind of fades into the glass itself. It doesn't have to be put on thick, so be sparing with this.
Love it.
But look at, even in the grooves here, it's just cut on and it's held. And again, this goes back into a box, and it's not getting chipped or anything like that. It's brilliant. Even on the bottom of it, it's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Trivets.
Longevity. I love this trivet. This
Yeah.
trivet looks like it's just been cast in the forge. rather recently.
Yeah, have a little look at that. Now again, we'll get to painting a little bit later on, but just to show you, the last time I was on the show here, it was with Hayley and Sean. Hayley loves this product as well. I got her to paint that, so actually she did that little bit just there, just to show you a couple of weeks, about a month ago now, and it was super easy to do. We will get to painting some.
Oh,
in a little
lovely.
while as well.
I do love a bit of arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Your item number on the screen there. Don't forget, we've got Roofix on the show as well tonight. We would love your emails. If you've used Roofix in the past, if you've used Blackmagic, give us a buzz. We are here until 3 o'clock this morning on this fine Tuesday morning. It's a great time to go for Blackmagic or Roofix right now. A, because the prices are amazing, but also because we're getting outside at this time of year. We want things to look better outside in our garden and around our house as well. So maybe your garage door is looking particularly awful. Maybe you're guttering. Maybe you just want to, like Alan said, tard everything up a little bit for more curb appeal. Be house proud. It's so important, isn't it, to be happy in your environment and be proud of it. And products like this really help us with that.
Yeah, Blackmagic is great. Now remember, again, I just want to say about Flag Paints that they don't do domestic paints. They are a very specialized paint manufacturer, and it was years ago that the guys at Roofix and Martin were convinced that they should do something for a shopping channel, and they did, and are with that shopping channel all the while, and now they've moved here to us, and it's great to have them as well, and it really is an incredible paint as well. And you can see the one-coat multi-purpose paint.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a word of mouth product as well. Yeah. When you use things like Blackmagic and Roofix, you can't help but tell your friends and family about it, because they're solving problems, aren't they?
And there's no solvents in it as well. So it is water-based, and I think that's really important for people to remember.
All made in the UK, right?
Absolutely. And again, I was watching programs the other day about the importance right now, especially when everyone's going about buying UK products, because, you know, it really is helping the economy, and we know that we're getting quality as well with Flag Paints. Yeah,
absolutely. And also customer service, if you want to look at the reviews on their website as well, they're absolutely phenomenal. So much to see on ShopOnTV. You can shop online on our website. We've got hundreds of thousands of products on there, everything from jewellery to a little bit of fashion. There's lots of books on there as well. I know Alan's got a lot of his other products coming up for us as well. We're going to take a quick breather, I believe. And we want you to go and have a little look at what's on there, and we'll see you right after this.
ShopOnTV also broadcasts every day from midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89, with an even wider range of must-have products at market-beating prices. So, check your electronic program guide for the latest show schedule and tune in daily to grab the offers while they're still available. There's more to see with ShopOnTV. ShopOnTV broadcasts across the nation every day from midnight to 3 a.m. on ITV1 and STV, and midnight to 6 p.m. on Freeview Channel 89. Away from your television, we've got you covered. The live broadcasts are also streamed on our website at shopontv.co.uk and on our YouTube channel at ShopOnTV Live, where you can catch up on anything you've missed. So, why not make it your daily ritual to tune in and check out the latest and greatest on offer? Outstanding quality, incredible value and superb savings with ShopOnTV. At ShopOnTV, our goal is to provide you with the best shopping experience possible. Our team of shopping experts is dedicated to sourcing the latest, greatest and most desirable products at the lowest prices available, delivering them to you quickly and conveniently, and ensuring your complete satisfaction. We're passionate about maintaining the highest standards of quality and service every step of the way, from design to dispatch. You'll find us on ITV1 and STV from midnight to 3 a.m, Freeview Channel 89 from midnight to 6 p.m, and on YouTube at ShopOnTV Live. Our daily broadcasts are your TV window into the global marketplace, presenting you with a collection of carefully curated must-have items, demonstrated by our on-air team with honesty, integrity and trust. Plus, there's even more in our online store at shopontv.co.uk. So when it's time to shop, shop on TV. There are 3 convenient ways to place your order with ShopOnTV. Just scan the QR code with your smartphone's camera app to view the current on-screen item. Or go directly to our website, shopontv.co.uk, where you'll find all the products in today's show. Simply add the items you want to buy to your online shopping basket and check out. Prefer ordering by phone? Give our UK-based customer service centre a call on 03333 241 241. Friendly representatives are available to assist you 24 hours a day. Straightforward shopping with ShopOnTV.
Good Tuesday morning, welcome to Shop on TV. My name is Martha Cleary. It's hard for me to say because I used to be called Martha Harris and I'm still not quite down with it, but that's another story. Alan is joining me tonight and we've got lots of brilliant products to solve your everyday problems. We're starting with Roofix, but we've also got Black Magic. If you can't wait for us, everything is on our website, shopontv.co.uk, and we've got PayPal as well, from everything from £30 to £2,000, so you can spread that cost over 3 payments. Your item numbers are all on the screen for you, but you don't need to worry about those because look, everything's right there on the front page. The latest show products, easy peasy pie. We are live every night on ITV1 and we've got a Freeview channel as well now. So on Freeview 89 from midnight until 6 p.m. you can see all of our specially recorded shows for you, and there's a plethora of things on there to get involved in. I'm very excited about all the skincare and the poultry cleaning solutions as well. So, should we talk about what we're doing tonight, right now? We're having a little look at Roofix. We've got several different configurations for you, but always our most popular is our great big pack. So this is 20 litres across 4 different cans, so 5 litres in each, and you can choose your colours. We've got the white, the grey or the black. There they are. And basically, I don't know why I sang that, guys. I feel like I want to do a bit of a lean. I'm going to lean. Black is for your felted roofs. Yes, I've ruined that, haven't I? Sorry. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to prop it up like that, and then you don't have to see my unmanicured, covered in muck hands. Thank you to Alan there. So, sorry, I'm going to start making sense. The white perhaps could be for your conservatory or your UPVC, the grey for any of your felt roofs, maybe on your sheds, and black for your flat roofs or your pitch roofs, because Roofix is self-levelling. It's super easy to apply. We'll show you all about that later. But this is our most popular package, and I've got my pointy finger out because I don't want you to miss out. It is a phenomenal price today. It should be a usual price of £239.96, but it's going all the way down to £179.99. Now you might think, gosh, that's quite a lot of money, but if this solves a problem with your roof, one of the biggest costs you might have in your house, you know, that's one of the things that would make you go, oh my gosh, how am I going to solve that? Maybe you've got a call-out charge, maybe you've got roofers coming round. This is so easy to apply. This is our lovely Martin from Flag Paints. He's been doing this and selling these products, not to the domestic market, no, to trade, to things like the Ministry of Defence. That's how amazing these products are. They've got to be fit for purpose, right? So you won't be able to find this on the high street. And this is so easy to apply. This is a little Saturday morning job, and you'll have sorted your flat roof for up to 10 years. In fact, we filmed this little clip of film. I can remember it happening because I used to work for the company that we did it for around about 15 years ago. I believe it was my friend's parents' roof, and it's still looking as good now as it was 15 years ago. Self-leveling, easy to apply. You don't have to be DIY savvy, and that is going to solve your problems. Any little tears in your roof, any little leaks in your roof, Roofix Multipurpose is going to do the job for you. Now, maybe you don't need 20 litres. You're thinking that's a little bit too much, or you want to put it to the test. The 5 litres we've got as well. It's going to do roughly 5 square metres. We're saying if you've got one of those sort of bog standard sheds, you know, you can fit the lawnmower in and a couple of storage boxes, it's about the size of that. Again, available in black, grey or white. The black always goes first. It does not matter what colour you go for, it's going to solve the problem. Look at that leaking roof. From just a little tear in the roof, the wind gets under it, that tear gets bigger. You might think, oh my gosh, I've got a roof to help the whole thing. No, you don't. Really easy to apply. Get a squeegee from the pound shop and then look at that. Immediately covering. Touch dry in 6 hours, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty waterproof from the moment you pop it on. You can see there in that little clip of film. Usual price is £69.99. We've got a £10 saving for you today. That's 811037. But maybe you know exactly where the leak is. Maybe, like we saw earlier, it's just a little coin-sized hole somewhere in some felt, perhaps, or maybe in a slate tile, maybe in a piece of wooden fascia, maybe in a guttering just like this. Then you need our 1 litre. That's 1 square metres of coverage. Remember, if you seal it up tight, the shelf life is around about 18 months. Keep it somewhere dry and dark and level. £22.99 today is your price. It's black, grey or white, your choice. You can call it super easy to order. Look at that, results. I love, do you know what? One of the things and one of the reasons why I've been working in this business for 2 decades now is because I love providing solutions. These products are solutions to your problems, and we have got enough worries in everyday life, haven't we? We want to solve those problems and help you out with those, and RoofFix is a product that can do that. Not only that, also from Flag Paints today, we've got the Black Magic for you. We've got several options on Black Magic. This is brilliant for revamping those things in your homes, things like your rusty chimneys, maybe your wrought iron gate that you feel like you need to replace. You feel like you need to sit there all Saturday afternoon giving it a wire brush and a scrub. Products like this, look at this, it's brought back to life. I'm impressed with the person that's using the exercise bike in the garden in the first place, but look at that bike. Maybe you're getting rid of the kids' bikes. They've gone to university. You want to add a little bit of money on the side. Revamp it with Black Magic. Pop it on, I'm going to say Marketplace because it's what we all do, or maybe the auction site, eBay. There's lots of them, isn't there? Your chimney are there. Don't get your wire brush out. Just paint it with Black Magic. It is heat proof up to, I believe, 260 degrees as well. Terracotta pots, which you probably would have put in the back of the car, take it down the tip, something like this. That looks phenomenal, doesn't it? And that was one of Martin's friends. I think he did that while they went down the supermarket. They came back and they were like, that is a transformation and a half. He was treated like Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen for the rest of the day. We're really impressed. 974362 is your item number. 2.5 litres. Let me show you visually what that looks like. It looks like this. Oh, I've upset my director. That's not my intention, ever, because he is a scary man. Let's frame it up nicely. Oh, it's the wrong way, of course. 2.5 litres, £45 for you. Spread that cost as well. You can get a 1 litre if you've just got a little small job. We'll change the details for you. I won't touch anything though, otherwise I will be told off, and I do not want to face the wrath of, and I'm going to call him out, Mr. Paul Keatley. There he is. We've known each other long enough, but I'm still slightly scared of him. But when the roles are reversed, he's scared of me too, so it's fine. £26 is your price, usual price £30, so a lovely little saving there for our Shop on TV customers. Now, I feel like I've banged on for long enough. You don't need any more of me. I know somebody that's really good at banging on, actually. The best in the business. His name is Alan Ellis, and here he is. Walking over to him.
Mr. Keatley, he is a little bit scary, isn't he?
He can be.
Yeah.
I think his bark is worse than his bite, though.
He's
never bitten me.
He lives in our flat, so I'm his landlord. But I'm afraid. I want to put the rent up, but I'm afraid.
You'll be lucky, Alan.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. He's so scary. I'm afraid of my life.
I mean, I love that you've done it on live TV and called him out.
On ITV?
Yeah.
No, he does. I would never dream of that.
Anyway.
He's already paying way too much.
He never lets me go inside. I've only seen it from outside. I'm not allowed to go in.
Have you not?
No.
Good. I did tell him no guests. Well done.
Oh.
Well done.
He's
No,
adhering to the
didn't.
rules.
No.
Right, mister. For people that have just joined us.
Yeah.
Right back to basics.
Right, let's go back to this.
What's RoofFix all about?
So what we have here is an incredible solution to fixing problems. So this is designed for flat roofs or roofs on a slight incline, items like that. So you're not going to be putting this on walls.
A slight incline?
Yeah, it's a slight incline or slight decline, depends where you start. What did you think I meant?
A sliding climb?
No, a slight incline.
Or a pitch? A pitch?
Yeah, football pitch.
Not a football pitch.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Okay.
And the magic in this is obviously its construction and how it's been made up. But what Flag Paints have done is they've got these drill-on fibres. Now, this might sound a bit crazy, right? But they actually have been measured and scientifically measured to be perfect. And when I say perfect, they have to be the perfect size. Every one of them has to be the same thickness and same.
Oh, bless you.
Excuse me. My hay fever is dreadful.
Yeah, mine too.
So they have to be perfect, because what happens is that when you apply this, these are all the way through the RoofFix, and these then combine. They basically interlock and create the bridge. Now, what do you mean by a bridge? Well, if you've got a leaking roof or something like that, you're going to need to create a bridge. Now, a lot of people will go out and they will buy something. Well, I'm going to show you these first, actually.
Okay.
They would use, if you go into a DIY store, hardware store, and say, okay, I've got a leaky roof, flat roof, they would say, ah, brilliant, right, we have the thing for you, and it's called bitumen.
Yeah, we've all heard of it, haven't we?
We've all heard of it. And this is what they will give you. And we've just painted some of this onto this card, and you might think, why am I showing you that? But the reason is, if you look here at how thin this is. Now, if I introduce into you the card with the roof fix on, can you clearly see that difference? It's raised up because of its thickness, those drain-on fibers, creating a fix and creating a solution that will, now listen to this, this is incredible. Now okay, so you often hear when we're talking about vacuums, the battery will last up to 45 minutes. That is because on normal power, it will go up to 45 minutes, but on higher power, it'll be less.
Yeah.
But this here, so we're always careful about how we say it.
Of course we are.
This is designed to last up to 10 years and probably a bit more.
Yeah.
So basically what we're saying is that Roof Fix, the guys at Roof Fix are happy to flag paints and say, look, this is going to do you 10 years, guys. Actually, it's going to do you longer.
Well,
and they know that because it's been around for such a long time, and they have facts that this has lasted
10 years divided by 179.99, £18 a year.
18 quid a year.
£1.50 a month.
Yeah.
Would you pay that for a roof that was sorted?
Yeah, if you get an ingress of water, it could ruin a lot more than that as well, you know, a lot more money's worth of stuff inside, you know. Now, here's the thing, right? So here's how we prepare. We get rid of all of the loose stuff. You can see Martin with a wire brush there, just getting rid of all of the loose bits. Sweeping it off, just preparing. Spend 20 minutes doing that. Then get your roof fix, and then start off with the edges and stuff like that, and just get it on, and you slap it on. Please remember that. You literally slap it on. Don't have to be a painter or anything. You just put it on. Now you can see there where it's going up, and you would put it up, even though I said it's for flat roofs, of course, what we're doing, but you can see where the felt goes up to the wall, you would use it there as well. And then simply pour it out. 5 litres, 5 square metres. Chalk it out if you're worried about, should I get it right? Just do 5 meters, square meters, and then pour out the can of Roof Fix and spread it to fill that area. Nothing fancy about this, nothing difficult. After 16 hours, it's dry to the touch. After a good couple of days, you can then go and walk on it. Because it's such a specialized paint, it does take that little bit longer to be ready to walk on, but trust me, it's worth it. Don't paint yourself into a corner. And by the way as well, gotta tell you that you can use this even if the roof is damp. You can still get out there and use it, so you don't have to go on waiting for a dry day. If it's damp, you still get out there and you slap it on. That's it. And look at the difference. And remember, now this is going to, now this is beautiful. Watch, look. Oh. Now how satisfying is that to see? And now you know that you have got protection for up to 10 years and probably more. Now the brilliant thing about this is the way that it's thermoacrylic is that, right, so let's look at this board here, right?
What's thermoacrylic mean?
Basically, if we look at this, so we have this on plastic, we have this on felt, we have it on tile, we have it on flashings, we have it on different woods. All of these materials will expand and contract at different rates. Yeah. Okay. So this in the heat will expand, let's say 10%. This might expand 4%. This might expand 8%. I'm only making these up just as an example. But basically, even if you have all of these different things connected, if you have a felt roof that goes on to some tiles and you've covered it all, when this expands to 8% or this to 10% or 4%, this will expand and contract with the item, the surface that it's on. So you won't get cracking, because sometimes if you don't get the right thing, if one material expands quite a bit and the other one not so much, you can get cracking. Yeah. Not with this, because it's not going to do it. Now the reason I have this board here is to show you again just some of the areas you might put it, but also to show you the difference in this and the difference in bitumen. So if we look here, you can see obviously we have a bit of UPVC pipe. You can see we've put a cut right through it all the way to here.
I mean, that's extreme. That's not going to happen, is it?
You wouldn't imagine so, but again, you never know. Stranger things have happened. So if you look here, you can see that we've put some bitumen. This is nothing, bit of bitumen, but you can see right through it. Look, can you see how I put my fingers in? See? Okay, you can see that behind darkening. And here we have the roof fix, and well, it's fixed it. Down here we have the felt roof, and this is really the majority of places people are going to use this, okay, on the
and
flat
a little
roofs.
tear can become a big flap, can't it, with a bit of wind?
It can. It can. And again, you can see just here, the tear that we put across this and the gap we've put in, you can see here, obviously no treatment. The bitumen, it's gone right through. You can see the wood behind it. But of course, with Roof Fix, no such worries. Look at that, it's completely covered over that and made it waterproof. And remember, for up to 10 years and probably more. And this is the thing, it's those Draylon fibres in there that have been able to create the bridge here to fill this in.
Up to 6 mil, I hear.
Up to 6 mil.
Which is huge
Which is
when you
quite
think
big.
about it.
It is, yeah, it is. And that's again the way those Draylon fibres are. And I'd even say if you had a little bit bigger than that,
I guess just add more coats,
just
right?
add more coats to it. Yeah, exactly. You'll work it, but with one coat, that's what you're getting. Cracked tile. Bitumen again, you can see that it's not really done a great job. You can see inside that crack just there. And again here with the Roof Fix, it has done that job beautifully. And remember how long it's going to last for. Again, composite, you've got flashing, all of these things. It's going to fix all of them. And you put it straight on. Obviously, just get rid of loose dust and dirt and stuff like that, and then apply it. Again, just look at how wonderful this is. That big split right down there you can see with the bitumen, and then you can see the way it's completely covered over here with the Roof Fix as well.
So it's more for horizontal things. So when you're thinking about the woods here, that could be like your fascia boards and things like that on the front of your houses.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
it's
on
all
so forth.
it's for flat roofs basically, but you will find you'll be putting it on smaller areas, like as I said, the fascias and stuff you coming in when you're painting it, because it will stay on that. Or when where the flat roof comes in and meets the wall at the end of the house.
Eaves.
Yeah, the eaves. You just paint that up along that.
Lovely.
But yeah, super stuff.
You've got some guttering here.
Yeah, so again, just showing you here, what we did here is we got a little circular saw, hand saw, and we just put a little cut through here. And you can see that just here. But again, that would be a dreadful leak. And, you know, we said earlier on, Martha, we're honest with you. You're not going to get, you know, an issue like this, but we're just proving a point here. And again, look at the interior of that. We've completely coated it with Roof Fix, and it's fixed that. We didn't have to do all of that. If we'd just done it from here to here, it would have still fixed that problem. But we just did it to show you that it adheres to that as well. And there is exactly the problem. You've got that leak. That's a cut that we did again to show you. Just drying it off. It doesn't have to be bone dry. Get that and slap it on.
Yeah.
And then look at that. It is completely fixed, and it will be waterproof immediately.
Yeah, and it's not just a leaky gutter where you're thinking, oh, it's just dripping down and it's annoying me like crazy. It's going to get into your brickwork. It's going to get into the pointing. And then once that happens, that's a big job to do,
Big job to do. And that's the thing, because, you know, older houses and stuff especially as well. But the reason guttering is there is to channel water away.
Yeah.
It's not to let water fall down in areas that it shouldn't go into. And that's why you have guttering. So again, keeping that right. But again, look at this here. Again, you can see the size of this just here. We've really took a chunk out of this just here. And again, if we use bitumen on this, it would simply run through that. And I will prove that to you in a second with a little demonstration. But again, with Roof Fix, if we turn this around, you can see the repair that we've done just inside there. And you can see that that big split is completely covered, making this waterproof again. That would have been creating a load of water running out of that. And you know how much water would come out of something like that? Gosh, that'd be dreadful. Now, remember I said it about it being thermoacrylic and it being flexible. Have a look at this. So what we have this here is...
Typical conservatory roof, or you were saying like a carport or a lean-to.
Now, again, here's a little idea for you as well. So let's say, for instance, if you have a carport, number one, UV rays coming straight through this plastic here, and maybe UV damage your car or something like that. Again, if you wanted to darken it out even, you could just put this on, and it's going to give you UV protection as well. So, you know, more than just fixing any leaks. But watch this, okay? Look, I can move this, I can do that, and that's how flexible this is, and it doesn't crack. If I did that with bitumen, I'm imagining I would get loads of cracks, but look at the difference in that twisting and pulling on that.
Just engineered to perfection.
It's
They've
brilliant.
thought of everything, haven't they?
But remember what they do. They don't do domestic paints.
No.
They've been asked many times. It's not their business. In fact, Martin from Roof Fix has come in and has done some shows, but he told me on the phone today, he said, Alan, I don't want to go in. He said, my job is to run this massive paint company.
Yeah.
It's not massive. It's not.
They've been around a long time,
long
though,
time.
right?
But it's his job to run the company and do all of those, those big jobs and provide paint for that. But he wants me as the brand ambassador for this, and I'm really happy to be, because I believe in it. I've used it myself at home. One thing I never do is I never come in here as an expert, and we spoke about that earlier on.
Yeah.
Saying, I'm an expert at this. No, I'm not, folks. I'm just like you at home. And up until 3 weeks ago, I've known this a long time. Peter, a great friend of mine, was demonstrating. He was the guy for this for years. And I always loved looking at Peter talk about this and the way he spoke of it and telling us what it did. But to be a part of this company now for me is amazing. So I genuinely have come into this like the viewer at home. I have used it. I have done exactly what Martin is doing. Well, not exactly, but I put it onto my flat roof and I've spread it. And it is brilliant. I genuinely had damp areas inside of the little shed, the house that we're renting at the moment down in Surrey. And it really has.
Oh, you've done them a
massive
favour
difference.
then.
Well, it's Ellie's brother's house, so
okay.
It's okay. It's all in the family. Now, I have a few things to show.
Lovely. Please
which
do.
I'm quite excited about.
So we did this about 45 minutes ago, something like that?
Did. Now again, have a look. You can see where I put the bitumen.
Yep.
The hole for the bitumen just here, and the hole is actually still there.
So that's your alternative. That's what you're going to get if you pop down to the high street and say to the chap behind the counter, hello, Mr. DIY expert, I need to fix my flat roof. What are you going to sell me? Bitumen is 9 times out of 10 your option.
Yeah, and there exactly there is the hole that I've put. But you see the way that it has literally bridged that hole, and it was quite a big big hole I put in that as well. So you can
I
see
got my finger through it, didn't I?
You did, actually you did, and then I made it a little bit bigger actually after that, if you remember. But that gives you an idea. Now I want to show you something, okay?
Yeah.
So this really does give us a good indication of what I said to you earlier on. If you're trying to fix a hole or a gap or a split or something like that with something like bitumen. So I've got this demonstration here ready to go. So I'd love to show you this again. So what we've done here is I've got this little container, put some holes in it, and you can see I've just popped a bit of paper here just to let you see it a bit more of exactly what's happening. So I've got these tiny little funnels just here. Now look at, it doesn't have to be something very, very thick really. Like it'd want to be very watery to run through that just there. So if you had any thickness to something, it shouldn't run through that. So I'm going to pop those just here like so. Now what I'm going to do is I'm first of all going to get some competitors' sample of bitumen. Again, if you go in, and we mentioned this a few times before, into a DIY store, I've got a leaky roof, what will you give me? They'll say bitumen. And the reason that they won't say roof fix is because they don't sell roof fix, because it's not in the shops, and that's the thing. You're getting it just here with us. So watch this, okay? I'm going to open this up now, and I'm going to use this little paintbrush that I have, and I'm going to scoop this out, the bitumen, and I'm going to put it in to the funnel, okay? Just like so. And you can see already it's running right through it, because it's not
loose,
thick enough.
isn't it? It's very loose.
Yes.
We don't want loose.
We watch the difference here, okay? Can be careful. I always get I should wear a glove. I've got some gloves there. Martin provided me with some gloves. Said use the gloves on. I'm like, I'm all right. I don't mind going home like I've done some work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
A man with dirty hands is all right in my book.
There you go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some roof fixtures here. I'm going to use the little can that I used the last time. Again, give it a little bit of a shake. Give it a stir.
All right, how are we shaking those 5 litres? Are we stirring those?
Yeah, give them a shake. Grab it and just
that's a CrossFit workout, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. You'd like kind of those weights. Yeah, I'll give it a stir. I've got a little stirring stick just here as well. But I just want to show you now.
Instantly, you can see the difference, right?
Of course you can. And look, I know it's a different material, but we're just showing you why you should go for roof fix and not something else, not the bitumen. And I'm just going to get this and I'm going to slop this in here. Again, look, it's even difficult for me to get it into it. So look, just do that and just scrape it off.
You can immediately tell it's going to do better at filling a hole, right?
Absolutely, much better.
That was bad English, but you know what I mean.
You've been doing it all night, don't worry about it.
It's going to do better for you at filling holes.
Yeah, no, well, you see, there you go again. Some of the things you said were hilarious, but there you go. Right, so there we go. You can see the difference.
And we can see the fibres as well, can't we?
Yes, you can see those fibres in there as well. You can see them just up here on the top. But again, not even coming down into the to the front of this funnel. If I take them out and bring them forward, look, this one here, it's just stopped up there. The bitumen, there's none up there anymore, and it's all gone through and run through. So that gives you a good idea of the difference. So when you're trying to fill that, repair that crack or whatever it might be, you know what to go for. We know that it is better. So I'm just going to take these away now, and I want to show you and talk to you about how we actually spread it and stuff like that. I'm just going to do a little bit of cleaning as I
All right, whilst you clean, I'll remind everybody at home, you're watching Shop on TV. My name's Martha, this is Alan.
Hey, yeah.
He's the man that can. That's where I am. We've got your most popular product for Roofix on the screen for you. Black, grey or white is your option. 4x5 litres is what you're going for 20 square metres of coverage. That is on average a single garage roof. So maybe that's your flat roof of your extension. Maybe that's your pitched roof of your shed. Maybe that's your utility or carport or your guttering. £62.31 is your payment on your first PayPal. You can spread that cost across 3 different payments. We've got some beautiful examples here as well. You can of course buy it outright if you'd like to, but it's going to visibly improve the appearance of your roof, but also help to protect against any little degradations on there or any sort of rips or tears on your flat roof as well, making it look fabulous. Not only your guttering, look at that, filled a 6mm gash straight away there, and it doesn't matter if it's damp or if it's covered in moss or mould, just make sure it's clean before you adhere to that surface and you are away. You can all do it, you don't have to be a DIY expert. Just get your squeegee tool out or get your brush out, pour it on, slap it on, as Alan says, and you are away. Now, what have you got to show us next?
I just want to show you again here, you know, just about slapping it on. And honestly, Martin from Flagpost, I know I mentioned him a lot, but he's the guy who developed this. He basically, he is a painter, and he knows how to. He said it's actually a disadvantage knowing how to paint. He said because you tend to be a little bit more
perfectiony.
Yeah,
he's cutting it in and everything.
He said,
it's the roof,
just
mate.
slap it on. Slap it on, that's what he keeps telling me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get a bunch of it with this brush here and just show you. I'm going to put this on in a couple of different ways. Is it ever too
much? Can you ever put too much on?
No. The thing is, it doesn't matter how thick you have it, but it will self-level anyway. But the point of this really is that you are using this, and if you measure out, because you don't want to overuse it, because look, it's not a, you know, a £2 product, let's face it.
No.
It's a specialist paint that you're using. So if you're using a 5 litres, mark out 5 square metres on the roof, just chalk a line and say, well, that's 5 square metres. Chuck it in the middle and spread it. So a couple of things we can do here. Look at that. We can spread it quickly with the brush, and it's as easy as that. Filling in the holes, filling in the any damage that you might have, or even if you want to, get your squeegee and just squeegee it around.
But it'll nicely level out, won't it?
It will level out in the end. And again, once you know how much you're putting down, whether it's 1 litre, 5 litres, 3 litres, put it down on the area that you know is the right size for what you are applying, and just spread it.
Does it matter if we get it onto the flashing as well? So from where the felt roof ends?
No.
Anything else? Any other tiles?
No, because
you
you
can go
want
across
to.
everything.
So where this is, where this kind of comes up here at, you know, against the wall, because it will always come up to create a barrier, and then you'll have a seal here against the side of your house.
Yeah.
But bring it up onto the wall as well, because what will happen is it will create that seal there. So don't be afraid to use it. I mean, look at this. Now, what Martin does here is brilliant, because you'll notice where that tear was. He's putting a little bit of the roof fix underneath it, just so when he pushes it back down, it sticks to it, and it just gives it better adhesion. And then he's just going over it again with that squeegee. Again, you can see that is on a sloped roof. That's absolutely fine. You're not going to put it on walls, you know, the whole side of your house. It's not for that. What this is for fixing your roof, putting it onto you know, various different areas that you need to, like guttering and things, to stop those leaks. Job is done. And immediately that you apply this, and you can apply this when the roof is damp, so you don't have to wait for a dry day. You can get out there, even if it's wet and damp, just chuck it on, clean it down, and then just spread it out to the right thing. And it's immediately waterproof. Now, I mean immediately. It could start raining 2 minutes after you've applied it.
It wouldn't wash away?
It won't wash away, and it will literally be there. And then what will happen is after about 16 hours of dry, it will have set. And then a couple of days later, you're free to go walk on it. But do remember, it's a very specialised paint, so don't do it and then go back up and start walking on it. Give it its time to cure and to set.
I love it.
But it's waterproof immediately.
I absolutely love a simple solution to what might be a big problem for you. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do something about that roof. Maybe you're getting hassled by your partner or a family member to go up there and sort out that roof. Maybe you're thinking, oh my gosh, the cost is going to spiral out of control. I'll have to get a professional to look at it. Please, before you do any of that, just get Roofix Home and give it a try, because I'm sure it's a stupid amount. I think the returns rate on things like Roofix are tiny because it's a solution that works every single time.
Yeah.
Obviously, we can't make promises because everybody is different, but a lot of people are just so happy with the product, and they'll tell everybody about it.
And even if you don't have the leak, even if you don't have the issue, but you always worry about you know, felt roofs and things like that, you might just say, or even the corrugated roofs that we saw earlier, if you just want to go and do it, just do it. Protect it and make it better.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just fabulous. That result is just there. It is fabulous. And you're going to get, remember, 10 years or more, I'm going to just say to you.
Oh, easily, yeah, absolutely. So not aesthetically looking amazing, but actually preventing any issues, which we just love. There are enough things, I think you'll agree at home, for us to worry about at the moment in life, aren't there? There's loads going on in your life. If your life is anything like mine or anything like Alan's, we just want life to be simpler. And with fixes like this that are kind of trade industry secrets that we've managed to get, I mean, why wouldn't you go for it? Look at that. Absolutely fun. Whoa, what
and you saw
result.
that was actually, there's some standing water on that as well, which is fine. But you just imagine if you have got a leaking guttering, you know, or the guttering is broken, and you do call somebody out, well, there will be a call out. You know, charge. Get the small one of Roofix. You don't have to buy, you know, the 20 litres. Just buy the smaller can and just fix that area. And then you're going to go, well, I have more of that now for other things. And you might say, actually, I'm going to do it on the chimney just now. Or not the chimney. I'm going to, because the chimney
on
is
the guttering.
The black magic. On the guttering, you're going to do a bit more of it. You're going to see and just seal up, because I'm a bit worried about the corner of the roof just there. You know, I'm just going to put that on for that peace of mind.
Yeah, it's really important as well for somebody that has, I've bought, this is going to make me sound like a property developer, I haven't. I bought and sold a couple of houses, but you know, when you want to get the best price for your house, you want it to look great, but you also want it to pass its survey and you want it to come out really well and things like that. Consider this. You've got a brilliant fix to a load of potential problems. I just think, it's just one of those things that makes us really proud, and this is why Alan represents Flag Paints and Roofix, because you want to make people's lives easier, and you want to put your name behind a product that actually does what it says on the tin.
But you even imagine somebody moving in, and we all, I think, worry a bit about felt roofs. So I think if you're going to buy a house even, and you're the vendor, you're selling your house, and you came along and said, oh, by the way, just last year we put Roofix on that roof there, to go, oh, what's Roofix? Well, actually, this is what it is, and it's got these drill-on fibres. You might not be as anaraki as me, but you say, hey, you know what, that's going to be there for another 10 years or more, so you won't have to worry about that flat roof. Because again, if you've got to replace a flat roof and get it done, it could be thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a nice peace of mind to have it done.
Absolutely, and even if you don't have felt on your roof and you've got terracotta tiles or perhaps slate tiles and one of them was cracked and you're thinking, God, I'm going to have to get that one tile out and that might disturb all of the other tiles and cause a bigger problem. If you've just got a little crack in there, try a little bit of Roofix on it, as Alan was saying, and that will probably help your problem, which I think is amazing. Now, we do have a lovely cardboard box demo. Could we see that?
You know, I had quite forgotten about that.
I thought you might have done.
I genuinely did. So let's just grab my basin just here, because I do enjoy this. So what we've done here basically, folks, is and this is genuine, and look, we're not going to do anything here tonight that is not absolutely 100% genuine.
These boxes are as old as the hills, aren't they?
Feel that?
Yeah.
It's damp and horrible.
It is damp and horrible.
So these we have to change every now and again because they just disintegrate. So what we did is we just got these, but you can see there's one of the cardboard boxes here that I've laid out flat. And what we did was we coated the inside of it, all around the inside, with bitumen, which is what you would buy to stop leaks. And just to prove something to you, I've got some water here. And again, you'll see when I pour this in that unfortunately bitumen doesn't hold, it doesn't fill the gaps, and it just allows that water to run straight out. And that's the problem with something like that, because it's very thin and it doesn't fill gaps, it doesn't fill holes, unlike Roof fix. Now, again, I'll tell you the story very quickly that Martin, when he gave me this, he said, Alan, he said, I'm telling you now.
It's pride and joy, right?
He's so proud of this. He's 15 years old. This particular box, and not that you care probably at home, but this box here, he's had at trade shows. It was the first box that he ever did this with, and it's been perfect ever since.
Well, it's testament, isn't it, to Roof Fix?
Yep, and it's been going a long time. So again, look at this. I'm going to pour in the water into this box. I'm leaving it flat, so if there's any holes in it,
you'd see it, guys.
it's going to run out of it. And there you go. That is how good Roof Fix is. 0 leaks. And you can see there's loads of water in there, so much so that I can put the little rubber duckies in there and they'll happily go swimming around there. I know you can't see them, but they're in there nonetheless.
I promise they are.
But the thing about it is that we now know that with the Roof Fix in a cardboard box, that it has saved that, or it had made it completely waterproof. Now, a little story to go with that. Okay, sorry, Martha. I'm going to pour this in just to show you how much water was in here. So I didn't just half do it here. I put loads into it. So basically, I think it was Martin's niece, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
She entered this competition where you had to make a boat and you had to sail it out of cardboard. And have a look at what she made, the HMS Destroyer. I love it. And that is completely made of cardboard, and then Roof Fix put all over it, and it sailed. Now, they didn't win the race, but she did get a participation medal of some description for innovation or something like that. But doesn't it just show you how brilliant Roof Fix actually is?
It is very waterproof. You can see the one in the background there just about to sink. I mean, you've got to put your faith in a product if you're I believe it was Martin's niece, wasn't it?
Yeah, Martin's niece. Yeah.
To let your niece go out onto a river in a cardboard box, you've got to be pretty confident.
You've got to be pretty confident. And again, it's how flexible this is as well. If this was a rigid product, I think you'd have problems with it. And again, remember as well that basically it doesn't matter what type of flexibility or movement you have in any surface that you put this on. Look at this, no cracks or anything like that in this because of its makeup. So if you have this on a plastic corrugation like that then leads directly onto the edge of a felt roof, and that continues on, and then that goes onto a tiled roof, you can put it across all of them. And even though it's one big body then on the top, it's one big... If one of the items expands a certain amount and then the one beside it expands a different amount, this will expand with it.
I love
it
that.
Comes to life again when the heat comes, and it will allow the expansion again.
Super intelligent. Now, we're just doing a little bit of prep. You can see Martin doing that there. So why do we need to get rid of all this debris?
Well, obviously, if you put it over loose stuff, it's going to make it loose. But just get rid of all of the loose gear and then literally slap it on. Now there's Martin just put it on to the little bit of the curb on the side there, just filling that in, making sure that that's all covered up in the edges just to make it a bit easier. But once that's done, literally watch what he's going to do. Using the paintbrush, but then he's saying, okay, I'm just pouring this out. 5 litres, 5 square meters. Get your squeegee and away you go. And the brilliant thing about this as well is if you've got let's say a single car garage is about, I'm going to call it 19 square meters.
Okay.
So you would use, and that's why we've put together the 4 or 5 litres, because you're going to be able to do that job. Whether it's 16, 17, 18 or 19, you've enough to do it, and then you'll have some left over. So literally chalk out, if it's 19 square meters, chalk out it in 4 quarters. And then literally where chuck it into the middle and spread it out to the edge of the chalk marks and do the same again. And it will join up together perfectly. Going up there as well on all of the side bits as well, just to make sure you have that perfect seal every single time. And you won't be getting any water going in there for around 10 years or more.
It's a very satisfying job to do. It's one of those jobs that you might be battling with your partner to do, because it does look, we were all just saying actually, all the voices in my ear was like, oh, it looks so good to put it down. And then the sense of satisfaction you're going to have once it's fixed all the problem. Imagine the brownie points. That's all I'm saying, because that's what marriage is about. It's about brownie points, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You would get them, wouldn't you, Alan?
Yeah.
You absolutely would. So, details on your screen are for that massive collection, and this is always the one that's the most popular. 4x5 litres. You can choose black, grey or white. It's going to cover 20 square metres in total. So Alan was saying just do a quick measure out of your roof, measure out a 1 metre square perhaps in chalk, and then you'll be able to judge how much it is. So each can 5 square metres. It's 360,407. It works out at £8.99 per square metre, which is phenomenal when you think about how much it would cost to potentially fix that roof in another manner. These are Insiders products. Flag Paint's around for decades, a UK family business, and they do paints that aren't available on the high street. They're not the watered down versions that you might have. They're not bitumens. It's something completely different and specific and scientifically kind of proven, I guess, to do the job it says.
Yeah, it's great. And it's all to do, and I'll show you before we move on.
Yeah.
Again, these Draylon fibres, and this is the magic in that. And these here genuinely have been computer cut. They use a computer and a machine to cut these. They have to be so perfect. If they were longer and shorter than they actually are, they wouldn't bind together inside of the roof fix. They have to be absolutely perfect, every single one of them. And they are, and that's what's inside of those Draylon fibres.
They are absolutely phenomenal. So Draylon running through every single bit of your roof fix there. Loads more to see at Shop on TV. You can head over to our website. We've got hundreds of thousands, I believe, of products on there.
700,000.
700,000. Have you been counting again?
I did, yeah.
I
and over
knew
300,000
it.
books.
300,000 books. We've got some skincare. Ooh, lovely Skin Bunny, which is brilliant for your wrinkles and your crow's feet and your number 11s. We've got some fabulous serums as well on there, as well as a really lovely face wash for you. We've got some things like vitamins. There's what's that? A Bio Synergy DNA kit. That's very exciting, isn't it? I know that Richard comes along with his fabulous My Instant Effects MIE skincare as well. I believe he's on next week, actually. Loads more to see on Shop on TV. Remember, we're live every night on ITV1 and STV from midnight till 3 AM. But we've got a fabulous Freeview Channel on 89. That is live from midnight till 6 PM. So it's fabulous. We've moved on to Black Magic. You're on there as well.
We have. We come down for that. In fact, this is brilliant. By the way, I was going to say to you earlier on, my wife said to me this morning, she said, have you seen the dog bowl? And I said, no, I didn't even know I could.
That is, Alan, that is a very good dad joke. Well done there, son. I'm pleased you're off the market.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So it wouldn't fit anybody else, that's for sure. Thanks. Yes.
Black Magic then.
Black Magic.
From
and it is,
Flag again.
It's black in colour and it's magic as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, absolutely.
Now this is great, and I'll tell you why this is great, because this has really great properties, okay? We can use this on so many different things. MDF decking, it's waterproofing, weatherproofing it, all of the things you put it on. Wood, you've got it on fiberglass, your plastics you can put this onto as well. Now I'm going to run through some of the things on the counter that we have applied this to and tell you why you should have this and why it's so incredible. So let's just have a little look here at this. So we have this downpipe just here, PVC, and you can see the way we've coated this and the way it has adhered to this, and you don't have got many you don't have brush marks and stuff like that, so you don't have to be really particular with this. Just again, slap it on. We love that when it comes to Flag paints. That's the effect you have. Again, look at this, your what would you call it? I've forgotten the word for that.
Gutter.
A gutter, that's the one, yeah. It's often where my mind is.
Yeah.
I know. But again, you can see that. But again, really flexible again, this is. So no cracking and stuff like that.
So Black Magic is protecting, but also aesthetically pleasing?
Aesthetically pleasing and enhancing, but yes, absolutely protecting as well as weatherproofing. Now, I want to show you something, okay? Because what we have is we got a competitor's black paint and we put it onto this pop bottle. Right.
Pop, yes.
And
what do you call it?
Fizzy drink.
Fizzy drink.
Fizzy drink.
It is pop,
but
though.
Have a look. As I do that, can you see the bits falling off of that? There's loads falling off onto. Look, you can see it all on my hand.
That would drive me mad if I'd spent all that time painting
I know.
that and
Look at it all on the counter as well. It all just cracks off. We used to paint one for every show, and then we said, oh, just it's too
Use
boring
the same
to do
one,
that.
yeah.
Use the
It's
same
like
one.
hard work.
But now let's just show you, and I'm going to go extreme in a second. Again, look at this. If I do the same thing with this one with black magic on it, you can see that nothing's happening. Now, what happened was that when Martin came to the buyer at a previous shopping channel where this was featured and was very, very popular, he had a bottle like this, and he got very upset, I'm going to say to you, Martin did, because the buyer got it and did that to it. Yeah, let me just move out of the way so you can see that properly with blue behind you. He did that to it. So he said, let's see how good this is then. And he went, and look at, and you can see even now still I'm doing that and it's not flaking. Now, we're not saying it's indestructible, but this has been going about 15 years as well as a prop, and it's still going and it still hasn't flaked.
No flaking there.
No flaking, nothing flaky about that. So let's have a little look here. So you can put this on 2 bricks as well if you want to bring up the look of the bricks around. Maybe you've got a border or something like that. You want to weatherproof them as well.
I've got an axe.
You've got an axe to grind. And
not right now, Alan, but if you want to start that, that's absolutely fine.
I'll be getting a phone call tomorrow. Have a little look at that again, half of the head of that done, and again you can see the difference in that. Now, the brilliant thing about black magic is that when you do this, you don't need to prime. You don't have to use a primer. You don't have to use, you know, a finishing coat or a middle coat. This is one application, and that's all it takes. Well, I'm going to put a caveat to that. The only time you might need a second a coating or an application is if it's a porous material like wood and things like that. But we're not saying you have to. You may have to.
Okay.
Other than that, it's one coat. Now, look at this. Extra. Let's say you want to sell that. Okay, you have this in the house. You haven't used it. You want to get 50 quid for it. No one's giving you 50 quid for that.
No.
Okay, but you might get 50 quid for that.
Yeah, looks like brand new.
Look at the difference in that just by spending no time at all, because remember what you do, you slap it on, and the great thing is it doesn't look like you've done a horrible repair to it or painting job, because the brush marks are practically not there. Your bicycle, you're going to sell that 20 quid. Now let's just say you zhuzh it up a little bit and you do that. Maybe you might get 50 quid. Who knows? Maybe if it's just your bike and you want to make it look a bit better because you're a little bit embarrassed cycling down the street, put it on there. It is brilliant. Again, look at this. Who likes to look at that?
Take it down the tip.
Yeah, Bruce
Get
Lee's
that
sister.
down the tip.
Bruce Lee's sister, Ugg. There you go. That is ugly. That's terrible, isn't it? But look at how great that looks now. That looks brilliant. And of course, it's weatherproofed as well. And you're getting protection once you put this on the black magic. It's brilliant. Again, this little seat here.
This is the one, isn't it?
It is brilliant. This really looks great. I mean, you know, nobody would want that. It looks dreadful. Imagine putting that up onto a marketplace for sale. Yeah. And then you do this. Takes a half an hour. That's how long it took Martin to do that.
Wow.
It looks brand new again.
And there's not going to be any drips or, you know, when it sometimes paint coagulates between the little trellises there. It's perfect, isn't it?
It is. It's
almost like you've sandblasted it first.
Yeah, and there's no need to do that. Literally, I'll show you when we come back exactly how to pre-treat something before you apply it. I promise you there's no hard work whatsoever. In fact, when you put this on, what happens is the rust that's on the area is drawn into the black magic, and it's turned into a polymer, and then it's literally absorbed by the paint. So it's just gone. It's been neutralized basically, and you'll find that it won't be coming back, and it makes things look so much better.
It really, really does. So whether you're making your home improvements, maybe you just want to, I am going to use this word, chart everything up a little bit. Black Magic is the one for you. So remember, metals, plastics, glass, and even things that get hot, your chimneys, perhaps your around your fire surround. It's going to withstand temperatures up to 260 degrees?
Up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit, 260 degrees centigrade. That's a lot. I see how clever I am. I'm giving it to you in 2 things. So
you are clever.
New people
it's like
and the old people.
Bridged generations there, because
yes,
you still know what Fahrenheit
means. For the new people
means.
and the old people like me.
Yes.
But there you go. All of these, it doesn't matter what you want to put this on. Even those white chairs at the back, if you wanted those different. The handles like that inside of your house that have had years of use and they're just looking old. Well, zhuzh them up. You know, tart them up, as you say.
Give them a good tart.
Yeah, give them a good tart up. Just make them look better. That's all you're doing. It's not taking a great deal. Just do it with Black Magic. Highly flexible and protective. ideal for ornate items as well. I'm going to show you some of those now as well when we come back. But first of all, I want to just say the prep for this is if you are doing something like this just here.
Don't tell me you have to scrub away all that debris.
Not at all.
Nah, mate.
Get yourself a wire brush and literally anything that's loose, just get rid of it. If it's not loose, you can still see bits of paint there from the last one. If it doesn't come away like that with a wire brush, don't worry. Just put the black magic directly over that. Absolutely fine. Again, just get rid of the loose stuff and then put it straight on there. Remember what it does to the rust? It literally turns it into a polymer and then it absorbs it into the paint and it's gone. Now, don't just think about that. Think about things like this as well. Think about that. You might have that at the end of your curtain rail and you think it looks old. Pine, we were saying earlier on, used to be
a bit dated.
Yeah, when I look now back at the generation games, got a pine bedroom set and you're going, how bad is that looking?
Yes.
Well, have a look at that. Would you prefer that to make it look that little bit better so it almost kind of looks like metal-like now with that coating on? It's the same one of those ends for your thing. Very same. Again, let me show you something else while I have you there. Something like this just here, again, on the chest of drawers. Looks dreadful. It looks
dated,
so
doesn't
dated.
it?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's terrible. Very same. Just again, a coat
Revamp.
of black magic.
So it doesn't matter if it's plastic, glass, ceramic,
What? Absolutely not.
terracotta things,
Terracotta. Look at this.
terracotta.
Terracotta. Have a look at that old wheel. It looks plasticky and looks horrible. Well, doesn't it look a lot better with a little bit of black magic on it? Doesn't it look a bit more expensive? Talking about things that go on to, look at that there. That is a glass jar, well, glass planter, I suppose, whatever it might be. And look at that. You can see the difference, that you can see the way it has adhered to this. In fact, I was going to talk to you about where it will adhere to and what you can use with it. But actually, I'm going to flip it on its head and tell you where you can't or where it won't work. And that is shiny materials like chrome.
Okay.
But caveat to that, if you did want to, and you got fed up of a chrome look, just get some sandpaper and lightly sand it down to give it a rough finish so it has a key basically to adhere to. And then you can put it over that.
Beautiful.
And to show you that type of thing, have a little look at that. You see how
That is an undulating pipe.
An undulating pipe. But look at that, just a little bit of a rough up, and then it will have somewhere to adhere to. And that's one of the only ways that things that it won't stick to is just shiny metals.
And it doesn't matter if that's your hot water pipe, because you've already told us about the temperatures and things like that. It's just making it look better, isn't it, in your home? Maybe you've had a boiler pulled out and you've got lots of old ugly pipes you want to cover up, and just make everything look a little bit cleaner and smarter. Black Magic is going to do that for you. Item number on the screen then, 974362. It's not £55 a day. You're saving £10 for £45. And because it's over that £30 price mark, you can use your PayPal as well. 3 payments of £16.65 gets you 2.5 litres, which is a lot of coverage. Alan, what's the shelf life on this?
Well, about 18 months once you get it. It's all made fresh. It's not sitting waiting for you to buy it. It's made and practically, you know, this week as such. It's freshly made, lasts about 18 months.
Lovely stuff. Lots more to see though on the show. We don't only have Black Magic with all these amazing things that it's covered, we've got the roof fix for you as well. Only a couple of minutes left on the show now, so if you've got any questions, get them in for us. There's all of your roof fix, everything from Flag Paints. These guys do the trade paints for really big organisations like the MOD, where you've got to have things that last, you've got to have things that are fit for purpose, and that is exactly what Flag Paints do. And it was only a conversation that a buyer from a long distance shopping channel had with Martin to convince him to bring it on Shopping TV, and 20 years later or so, in fact maybe 15 to 20 years later, still doing really well because it's a product that works, and it's a product that is a solution for you, which is exactly what we like to give you. So people have just joined us. What's the best-selling product and why is it the best-selling product?
Well, I think really you've just got to think about where you're going to use this. Do you have a flat roof that you want to treat and you want to make great for at least 10 more years? Well, I always think the best value is to buy the 4, because you're basically buying 3, you're getting one. You're buying 3, getting 1 free.
Yeah.
And that's the way to look at that with the price breakdown. Again, if you do then have the bigger areas, you don't have to worry. You can have it till next year, the year after. Big roof like that you want to do. You know, you've got you know, your gutters that have holes or breaks in them. You're going to be able to fix that with Roof Fix as well.
Lovely stuff. We can see how easy the application is as well and how satisfying it is. Now, obviously, Martin's got gloves on there. We do suggest that you wear gloves, but it doesn't matter if it's a damp day. You can absolutely apply it in a damp condition. Just make sure it's free of any debris, any mold or algae. And you want to do, obviously, your cutting in, so do all around the outside to start with. And then you might want to get an old broom out or perhaps a squeegee on the end of an old pole as well. But it will self-level for you, so you don't have to be too perfectionist about it.
Absolutely not. The only thing we'd say on a big area like that, if you're not used to or haven't used it before, literally mark out, just run a chalk mark down to give you a little square that's 5 square meters. Just chuck out the whole can like that and just start to spread it. And once you have covered that area that you've just chalked out, job is done. And it will self-level as well. And then just go to the next 5 square meters, pour it out. Don't paint yourself into a corner.
No, definitely don't do that. Absolutely phenomenal. The before and the after, so different, not just aesthetically, but for peace of mind, for you to not worry, for you to think, oh, the roof is sorted for the next 10 years. How nice would that be? £18 a year, £1.50 a month. You're absolutely done and dusted with that flat roof. You know, even things like when you think about, actually, I was wondering if it had an effect on, you know, when you do your house insurance, you have to tell them about the flat roof.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so even things like that, it could have a knock-on effect on. Interesting to know about. That is your best-selling one on the screen right there. It's 4 lots of 5 litres, and the price is phenomenal. Black, always the most popular colour. I'll quickly whiz in the colour swatch for you. You've got white and grey. So, Alan, for you BVCs and things, that's why we do the white and the grey.
Yeah, exactly, just to match what you have. So if you do fix something, it doesn't look unsightly because you look up and see if it's a white guttering and you've got the black roof fix. It just looks better in white or grey to match.
Absolutely, a brilliant saving as well there tonight. And because of that price point, you can use your PayPal as well. We've got different options for you. If you just want to go for the 5 litre, you can do. If you maybe got a smaller area, remember 1 litre is equivalent to a square metre. So just sort of visualise that in your mind. So there's your 5 litre details. So maybe it's just a little tear on your shed roof, Al.
Yep, and you can see here, and that might be the thing. You might have got a crack in the roof, in the felt. And again, just put a little bit underneath it, only just so it adheres down and stays flat whilst it's curing and it's going off, and then just squeegee it on like that, really easy, and it is instantly, and we mean instantly, waterproofed.
Lovely stuff, instantly waterproof, as Alan said there, and that is phenomenal, really putting it to the test. We've done a massive gash slash through that guttering, and incredibly that is fixed more or less straight away. Yeah, if it comes pouring, raining down, you're fine.
Doesn't matter, you're absolutely fine. Just make sure you give it a good coating of it. Just, you know, spread it over the you know, that cut that's in there, that breakage, and job is done. And literally, if it rains 5 minutes later, away you go. Because actually, sometimes it could be damp outside. You go, oh, if it rains heavier, it's going to pee down more. Yeah. So just get up and just do it, and it'll be fine.
I absolutely love that. Alan is a distinguished guest when it comes to his products. He's very picky about what he chooses to represent. And, you know, you and Martin from Flag, you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't believe it worked and it wasn't just a brilliant product.
Yeah, I'm new to representing Flag paints and this, and I can tell you, I can stand here with, because I've used it on the flat roof at home, I tell you, it is absolutely brilliant. Big shout out to Rowan as well. I forgot to say hello to him earlier.
Oh,
Rowan, how are you?
Lovely stuff. Well, there's plenty more to see on ShopOnTV. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been nice, hasn't it?
Beautiful.
It has flown by. We've had a lovely time. I'm mixing my words. Everything available on ShopOnTV. Don't forget our call centre is open as well. We will see you this time tomorrow night. Please stay tuned for more.